Yes, from one great SEC venue to another, Chris. You're watching the SEC on ESPN from Kyle Field in College Station. Texas A&M and LSU, an old rivalry renewed. Their first meeting as SEC foes. LSU the highest one-loss team in the BCS standing, so SEC and national championship implications in this game today. LSU won the toss and deferred, putting its defense on the field first, which means momentarily we'll get a look at a Texas high school legend who is becoming a national phenom in Johnny Manziel. Johnny Football, as he's known around these parts. Trey Williams and Uzoma Wachiku are deep. James Hairston to kick off for LSU, and that's twice now the ball is blown off the tee. It is windy here in College Station, and so we'll see if Hairston gets help from a hold on the kickoff. Russell Shepard will help Hairston for the opening kick. And we're underway from Kyle Field. And the wind helps the kick sail out of play. So A&M will start on its 25. Johnny Manziel, number 2 in the nation in total offense, leads the SEC in rushing, but he hadn't faced a defense like the LSU Tigers.
No, he certainly hasn't, but he has taken College Station by storm. And really the thing that jumps out to me, you could talk about all the numbers. Last week you could see what he did against Louisiana Tech. What jumps out to film on me is the competitive nature of this 19-year-old kid. He's going to need every ounce of those competitive juices against some kind of defense that he has not faced so far this year.
He's accounted for 24 touchdowns, 14 passing, 10 rushing. Redshirt freshman from Tybee High School in Kerrville, Texas. From his 25-yard line. And a pass out in the flat that's caught by McNeil across the 30-yard line. And spun down short of the first down at the 34. That's a gain of 9. Texas A&M, an up-tempo team.
They are going to run as many plays as possible. They want to see about the conditioning of this LSU front, and they want to spread them out, get the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Ryan Swope is back after concussion from a week ago. He's their slot receiver, number 25. He presents a lot of matchup nightmares.
He's at the bottom of your screen. And Manziel will run. And Manziel will not get the first down. So hard against these fast linebackers and defensive ends to run toward the sideline. And then you've got those defensive tackles who eat up space in the middle.
Absolutely. The game plan for LSU is to use Montgomery, use Mingo, constrict the pocket. Do not let Johnny Manziel outside that pocket. If he throws from inside, they've won on defense.
Well, no gain on the play. 3rd and 1. Manziel has a first down completion across the 40. Nehemiah Hicks. Nice throw there. Very calm in the pocket, Manziel. He's really undergone a transformation since spring ball when he was very erratic. And head coach Kevin Sumlin told him, hey, if you turn the ball over, you're not going to play. I don't care how talented you are.
Yeah, he was a wild stallion in the spring. Very loose with the football, turned it over. No team can win with a quarterback that does that. Very impressed with the way in the offseason he came in and was on point when they started in fall camp, taking care of the football.
Manziel to the air again, throwing toward the sideline. Diving attempt, incomplete. McNeil covered by Jalen Mills, a true freshman corner.
They're going to challenge LSU. If they're going to play man-to-man coverage, Texas A&M has got to complete some balls down the field. This time, true freshman Mills, as you mentioned, good coverage. Just not enough speed by McNeil to get by him on the second level.
Inside run on 2nd and 10. Molina with a huge hole. And Molina all the way to the 46 of LSU. That's hard to do against this LSU defense. They gave up just 34 yards rushing and 35 to Marcus Lattimore in the game against South Carolina in Baton Rouge last week. They'll keep it on the ground on 1st and 10. And another good running lane off the right edge. Molina stacked up after a gain of about 5 at the 41 by Kevin Minter and Eric Reed.
This A&M offense will stretch you horizontally all across the field, and it's difficult for defenses when they run that inside zone, that inside trap, and the quarterback draw. When you're defending 53 yards sideline to sideline, it's easy to get creased up the middle.
7th play of this drive, and an empty set for Manziel. Manziel will swing it over to the far side. Molina gets a block and a 1st down. It's hammered to the ground at the 28 by Barrow, but it's a 13-yard gain. Texas A&M operating very smoothly on this opening drive. They scored on their opening possession the last 3 games.
Great blocking by these wide receivers and backs. Anybody that's in the formation has got to be responsible for blocking on this screen game for A&M. That's what makes it so effective.
1st down inside the 30. Kristen Michael in the game now, flanking Manziel. Cliff Kingsbury, the offensive coordinator, says Manziel can operate as he pleases in terms of getting him out of bad plays and into good ones. And the audible's here, and it's caught on the sideline. Boy, Reed just hammers freshman Thomas Johnson to the ground, short of the 1st down, gain of about 4.
And what that means, you give a redshirt freshman quarterback freedom at the line of scrimmage. What they're asking him to do is look at the box. Are there a number of defenders in the box that I can run the football? If there's too many, then I'll throw the quick screen. And so far, Manziel has taken this freedom from Cliff Kingsbury and really run with it. And that's why his running game on draws and the like has really flourished in the last couple of weeks.
Here's 2nd and 6 for Manziel. Standing in the pocket, everybody covered. Manziel scrambling and incomplete. Now, what you were talking about in the last play, Brian, he couldn't do that week 1 against Florida, a game which they led at half, but then he was shut down, Manziel was, in the 2nd half by that Gator D.
I think Florida was taken by surprise with Johnny Manziel. Nobody knew who he was, what he could do. And Cliff Kingsbury is telling us, you know, he didn't really know all of his reads and his hots and where things were. He's just snapping the ball and making plays. Very different quarterback now. He's operating this offense, and Kingsbury has got more and more confidence in him.
Play 10 of the drive. 3rd down and 6 from the 24 of LSU. And it's an option, and Molina gets a block inside the 20, inside the 10. All the way to the 6-yard line. The ball came out, but Molina was down. It's 1st and goal, A&M.
We talked about the blocking on the outside that time. A great block by Ryan Swope. Got the lane. Big play on 1st down.
And A&M quickly to the line. Here's Molina left side. And he's tackled near the 1-yard line by Lamine Barrow. An impressive drive by Texas A&M. And Barrow's shaken up. They've had a lot of injuries on defense and departures, including Tyrann Mathieu, who kicked off the team in August. It's a very young Tiger defense, talented but young. And Barrow, one of the guys they cannot afford to lose.
Well, they can't afford to lose him because his backups are both true freshmen, and they're already playing so many young guys on defense. But as you said, a very impressive drive by A&M. They've come out and done a couple of different things, throwing the football on 1st and 2nd down, a 3rd down conversion from Johnny Manziel, and then the option game, inside runs. Very impressed.
Kevin Sumlin told us yesterday, we knew after the Florida game, when we didn't get banged around in that game, hey, we can play. And their offensive line is their strength. And they've got 2 tackles who will be in the NFL, Luke Jokel, Jake Matthews. And so far, they're mauling LSU. Absolutely. They're blowing them off the line.
I mean, between these 5 guys, 122 career starts. You said it. This is the strength of the entire A&M offense and defense. This team in general, I think this is a key. They didn't have to do anything different in game planning for this defensive front from LSU. Cliff Kingsbury told us, we're just going to block them as normal. I trust our 2 offensive tackles to block Mingo and Montgomery.
Let's see how they do on goal line here with LSU having 6 down linemen, 2nd and goal. Michael is in. Touchdown, Texas A&M. They blew him off the ball again. 5th rushing touchdown for Michael. 12-play, 75-yard drive and 4:14. Bertolet on for the extra point, and it's off the upright and no good. Now, despite the missed point after, Texas A&M very balanced, passing and running, and they hammered on the goal line in to take an early 6-0 lead.
Quentin Tarantino presents
Power belongs to no one until it is seized. You damage my girls, I'll damage your boys.
The Man with the Iron Fists, rated R.
He was just a boy from Corsica, a math student with a decent Scorsica. Then he helped all the big guys storm the Bastille, which made some people think he was the real deal. From Austria and Egypt to Italy, if you wanted something done, he was the man to see. I am the French emperor, he liked to say. The ones who disagreed, well, they didn't get to stay. Outnumbered by his enemies, he found himself banished to a place called Elba, where he basically vanished. He managed to escape because he knew a few things, like, for instance, Red Bull gives you wings.
If you could step into the future of television, what would you find? New ways to share, new ways to explore, and new ways to stay in touch. The future begins now with the new Smart TV from Samsung.
And now on a stunning 75-inch screen with our biggest and best picture yet, the new 9000 series Smart TV from Samsung.
The passion, the pride, the perseverance, the commitment to get cash benefits directly to you when you can really use the money to help pay bills. Like when you're hurt.
Thanks, I needed that.
Aflac, an official partner of the Heisman Trophy.
Online outfit Piccolo, headphones Buy Now Broadway show, Megapixels, Place to Sleep, Little Roadster, War and Peace, Deep Sea Diving, Ninja app, Hipster Glasses, 5% cash back. Sign up to get 5% everywhere online through December, only from Discover.
One appetizer and 2 entrees for $20 is a crazy deal, and the competition to make the menu is crazy fierce. You can taste the tension in the room.
How did you get in here?
New Southwest flavors, now part of Applebee's 2 for $20. See you tomorrow.
You're watching college football on ESPN, presented by Cars.com.
LSU gives up more rushing yards on one drive, 43, than they did all of last week against South Carolina. A&M has scored first in its last 12 games. They missed the extra point. A 6-0 advantage after an impressive 12-play drive that took over 4 minutes. Bertolet to kick off from the 35 into the wing. Michael Ford is deep for LSU. And a short kick taken by Landry on the 20. He's up around the 33-yard line. And welcome into the booth alongside Brian Greasy. I'm Dave Pash. And Brian, a lot of people wondering going into the week, how would Johnny Manziel do against this LSU defense? Did pretty well in that first drive. What happens now when LSU adjusts?
Well, I think even as good as this offense has been all year, I think there was still a little bit of question and doubt as to how it would look against LSU. Great first drive, mix it up, run, pass, inside run, outside run. But they did this against Florida, and after they got adjustments from Florida's defense, they shut them down. So the key going forward will be, how do they adjust to LSU?
LSU on 1st and 10 gives it to Spencer Ware for a couple. Zach Mettenberger, the quarterback, first-year starter, who has not thrown a touchdown pass in SEC games. And this team has struggled to score 3 total touchdowns in 3 league games, but a win last week against South Carolina after a loss at Florida the week before.
The thing about Mettenberger is his completion percentage just has not been good, especially against the tougher foes. He's completing about half of his passes, and that's just not good enough.
There's Ware, and it's stacked up. No gain on the play. DeShazer Everett, who has moved to corner this week because he's bigger, and they're fearful of those big running backs for LSU getting on the edge. Everett showing his tackling ability there, sticking his face in the gut of Ware.
A&M's going to try to get as many guys around the line of scrimmage as possible. Everett just comes up from the safety alignment and sure tackling last week against Louisiana Tech. The secondary for A&M missed way too many tackles. It was almost embarrassing to watch. A big focus for them is tackling these big 230-pound backs from LSU when they do break the line of scrimmage in the secondary.
This is where A&M wants the LSU offense. Mettenberger in a passing situation, and it's tipped at the line and incomplete. A 3-and-out for LSU on its opening possession.
A&M decides to bring pressure. They play man-to-man coverage on the outside. They're going to try to rattle Zach Mettenberger. They brought him right up the middle. Creative look to look like Sean Porter. The outside linebacker got a finger on that football. Yes, he did. Good play.
So they brought Porter. He was being blocked by true freshman right tackle Vidal Alexander. LSU has had a lot of problems on the offensive line. They're starting 2 freshmen on the right side. Into the end zone for a touchback. They will come out to the 20. 65-yard punt by Brad Wing, but a net of only 45. 6-0 A&M.
Is there a specific car you're looking for?
Hey, you, Mr. Dealer Man. I know what I want. I know I don't want that one. Yeah, I want this one.
You probably noticed the hair. This is because of Cars.com. I've been checking car prices and reading expert and consumer reviews. My confidence has just been coming out of me ever since.
That's right, Mr. Dealer. I've been checking out cars. I know which one that I want. That's right. That's why I'm confident. I want this one. Cars.com.
This is Joe Wood's first day of work, and his new boss told him 2 things. Cook what you love and save your money. Joe doesn't know it yet, but he'll work his way up from busser to waiter to chef before opening a restaurant specializing in fish and game from the great Northwest. He'll start investing early. He'll find some good people to help guide him, and he'll set money aside from his first day of work to his last, which isn't rocket science. It's just common sense. From TD Ameritrade.
Who are we? Ask the Somali pirates. Ask the men who hide in Pakistani compounds. They'll tell you. We're the ones hunting the hunters. We're SEAL, SAS, Delta, Grom. We're the best in the world, fighting the worst it has to offer. We are Tier 1.
Medal of Honor Warfighter. Pre-order now for the Zero Dark 30 map pack. Rated M for mature.
Looking for someone?
Well, yesterday they evacuated the campus here at Texas A&M because of a bomb scare, something that's been occurring a lot on college campuses the last month. This is the 3rd one in the state of Texas. No bomb was found after campus was closed for about 5 hours. And kudos to our crew who could not get into the truck and had to set up late last night to get us on the air this morning. LSU went through something similar about a month ago in a situation in Baton Rouge where bomb scare was phoned in. This one was via email, but nothing was found. First down for Texas A&M from its 20-yard line, leading 6-0 after an opening drive that went 12 plays in over 4 minutes and a touchdown. Manziel looking to set up the screen, instead throws underneath, and it's caught by Ryan Swope. Close to a first down. Here's Reese in the studio.
Dave, Taco Bell studio update. Urban Meyer said the number of big plays is Ohio State defense giving up. Absurd. Complete absurdity. And on the first play, Caleb Turbush to Akeem Shavers, 83 yards. Boiler up, 6-0.
And it's 6-0 here, A&M, as Manziel gets drilled on the near sideline by Kevin Minter for a loss of a couple, and there's a penalty flag down as well. Reese talked about the struggles on defense for Ohio State. And Purdue, a team that is in desperation mode with Wisconsin in the lead, a commanding lead in the leaders division. The only one of the 4 teams eligible that actually has a win in conference play. Wisconsin has 2, and they play Minnesota right now.
It's the first time we got Johnny Manziel outside of the pocket. Looked like a design run. Well defended by LSU and took a big hit at the end.
Illegal motion, illegal shift, excuse me. Number 25, offense. 5-yard penalty, second down.
It's on Ryan Swope. Our impact players brought to you by Jared, the Galleria of Jewelry.
Yeah, and we know Johnny Manziel is going to have an impact on this game. Mike Evans, a freshman wide receiver, big game a week ago. And then defensively, can Demontre Moore in that front 4 keep up against his powerful LSU running game?
Manziel with a perfect throw to Mike Evans for a first down. 37th catch of the year for Evans, another redshirt freshman coming off his 2nd straight 100-yard receiving game.
Yeah, and he leads the team in receptions as just a redshirt freshman, former basketball player.
Here's Michael off the left side, and he drives forward to the 39 for 5 yards. That, to me, is what's most surprising early on here, is how A&M is running the ball against LSU.
Well, you can see how they attack the perimeter and then change up with the inside run. Deadly combination.
Manziel able to shake a defender. Good play in the open field by Lawson. Otherwise, Manziel still running. It is a first down. 8 of 6.
This is the matchup we were looking at. Defensive ends for LSU versus the speed of Manziel. That time, Edwards tried to come upfield. A quick fake. You just cannot prepare for the shiftiness and the speed in practice of a guy like Johnny Manziel.
Broke the SEC record for a single game total offense twice, a record previously held by Archie Manning. Manziel pulls it back. Wide open in the middle of the field is Evans. Inside the 35-yard line. A gain of about 20 for Texas A&M and Johnny football. There is an injured LSU Tiger. It's Josh Downs, starting defensive tackle, who's been banged up off and on this year. And they're going to need all their defensive linemen, especially if they're going to be on the field for 85, 90 plays.
Absolutely. And that last play, just a slant on the weak side. Watch the play action affect Barrow, 57. He comes up, doesn't know where that ball is going to go, and right behind him comes the receiver. Just well designed in the balance of this offense. And Cliff Kingsbury, a physical receiver in Evans at 6'5", 220 pounds, can get off of that jam. And so far, not good news to play man-to-man coverage from LSU against this A&M offense.
Evans hobbling a little bit as well. Back in a moment.
Monday Night Football. Lions, Bears, 8:30 on ESPN and Watch ESPN.
There's only one car company in America that's never made a single car. And while you won't find Firestone cars on any showroom floor, they're out there, running better, faster, stronger, longer. No, we don't build cars. But make no mistake, Firestone is a car company. So whatever you drive a Firestone.
Team is not something you do alone. Team is plural. Team is arms, legs, blood, sweat, and soul. A lot goes into team. But what we take away stays with us forever.
Now open in Covington is the Bank of New Orleans. We invite all North Shore residents to come in and experience a new level of exceptional customer service. From fast local decision-making to a full array of banking products, the Bank of New Orleans looks forward to serving you in Covington.
Dramatization. Let's face it, stuff happens. I'm personal injury attorney Michael Hingle III.
I'm personal injury attorney Michael Hingle.
If you get in a wreck with an 18-wheeler like this one,
we'll take them to court and you'll be as big as they are.
Michael Hingle has offices in New Orleans, Hammond, Covington, Slidell, by appointment, Houma, Metairie, LaPlace, Gretna. Call now at 1-800-USA-JURY.
Before you accept a quick check, check with me.
Category: men's clothing stores. This institution was named Best Men's Clothing Store for the 12th consecutive year. Joy.
What is Perlis?
Correct. For top names in casual and dress clothing, visit Perlis and experience guaranteed customer satisfaction.
ESPN College Football is presented by Cars.com, where confidence comes standard, and in part by TD Ameritrade.
A&M leading LSU 6-0 as we continue Dr. Pepper's road to the championships. Yell practice last night here at A&M. Reese, did you sleep in Corso's tent?
As long as I'm not in the dog's tent, the doghouse.
You needed it after your 2 hours on Thursday after doing studio. Here's a throwback to Molina, who's wide open with blockers out there. Molina, touchdown, A&M! There is a penalty flag down back at the 25-yard line. And it's coming back. Chop block. Out in space. That's where a defender is engaged by one offensive player, and then a second offensive player comes in and hits thigh or below while the man is engaged. They had the 19 penalties last week and survived that.
Personal foul. Chop block. Number 51. Offense. 15-yard penalty. Replay. First down.
That's on the left guard, Jarvis Harrison.
It got the flow going one way with Manziel, threw it back to Molina, who was wide open. Take a look. Here's the guard right here. He's going to come out and get out on the lead on this block. The question is, for a chop block, is there another player engaged? And right there, he's engaged, and they get the block. It's actually the left tackle, Luke Jokel, who they call that penalty on. The combination of those two, high and low, is a chop block.
Spot foul. Ball at the 40-yard line, empty set for Manziel on first down and 16. And Manziel running around, and the pass underthrown. He had him too. McNeil was open. Reed reacted, but late. And it's second down.
Wow. Great job. Again, Johnny Manziel, what he's known for, buying time, creating when the play breaks down. And he had a receiver wide open, just didn't get enough on that football.
Manziel completing 67% of his passes. And he's also rushing for 113 yards a game, which leads the conference among all players in running the football. He'll throw here on second down and long. And a long pass to a wide open Mike Evans, who had a lot of space. Wrestled down by Micah Eugene. The ball came out. Let's see if they rule Evans down. And they do. It's a first down for A&M inside the 20.
LSU plays man-to-man coverage hard with Simon, their best player. That's just a back shoulder fade. Evans reads it. Manziel throws it to the outside, and it's a big conversion for A&M. And now Ego Ferguson, another defensive tackle, is down on the field for LSU.
Yeah, Josh Downs hurt earlier, and now Ferguson. They only prefer to play 4 guys, but if A&M is on pace to run 85-90 plays. I mean, you need these guys fresh and healthy, and that's not the case right now for LSU.
I think what's impressive is you had a huge momentum play. You think you score a touchdown on a throwback screen, you get a penalty. Sometimes that can throw offenses off rhythm and behind schedule, but Johnny Manziel doesn't lose confidence. He stays composed. Big completion here and gets his team right back in position, 1st and 10 at the 20.
Almost as impressive as Manziel is the freshman Mike Evans, who's had 3 catches already in this game, 39 on the year. Coming up tonight on ABC, you'll either see Florida State, Miami, or Baylor, Texas. Texas having all kinds of problems on defense. Saturday Night Football presented by Windows 8, 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ABC. I think the Longhorns get it going. I told you last week to stop picking Texas.
I did.
You got Baylor this week?
We didn't pick that game, so I didn't have to make that choice. But certainly they've got a lot of issues and a lot on their plate. And Baylor, we know they can score a lot of points. And the biggest disappointment has been that defense, obviously, for Texas.
In the red zone, where LSU has struggled, opponents are 6 of 6 touchdowns in the red zone in conference play. Manziel taken off, but ran right into Benny Logan. And Logan swallows Manziel at the 20 for a 1-yard loss.
LSU finally says, well, we're had enough of this. They brought 2 guys off the edge, no linebacker look. They wanted to contain as well as pressure Les Miles. If he would have broken that at the line of scrimmage, there was nobody left, but the defensive tackles did their job.
Second down and 11. Manziel pulling it back in the pass high. 13th attempt by Manziel, 9 completions. Now you got 3rd and 11. A&M, though, terrific on 3rd down, and for whatever reason, they excel on 3rd and long. One of the best teams in the country on 3rd and 6 or longer. It's 3rd and 11.
Big reason why is Manziel extending plays and his ability to use his feet. So right here, you tell him, your young quarterback, get a completion, maybe a break attack and get a first down, or use your legs. Just do not turn the ball over, because a field goal is huge in games like this, especially against an LSU offense that has struggled to score.
LSU's only run 3 plays in this game. Pressure coming up the middle, and Manziel running to his right. Tripped up at the 20, stayed in, but did not get the first down. Eventually out of bounds at the 14. So 4th down and about 5. And Texas A&M will attempt a field goal.
Well, he extended that play. LSU just did a great job in the secondary and man-to-man coverage, locking on those receivers. And we talked with John Chavis about what they have to focus on defensively. And one of the big issues is when we play man-to-man coverage, this play is going to average 10 seconds rather than 6. You've got to stay on your receiver because he'll throw the ball late.
Taylor Bertolette with a 32-yard attempt. You see the wind whipping. And the snap high, but the spot good, and the kick is good to make it 9-0 Texas A&M. Johnny Manziel's thrown for over 100 yards, and his team on top 9-0.
We build tires, but not like anybody else. We build our tires for people, not just cars. So more than what your Cooper tires can do, it's about what you can do with your Cooper tires. Like get up to $75 back on 4 qualifying Cooper tires during our Take the Money and Ride event. Get your rebate form and complete terms and conditions at a participating Cooper Tire dealer or CooperTireRebates.com. Life's a road trip. Come on, let's go.
This new phone is amazing. I'm watching Natalie's ballet recital and I'm pulling photos right from the video.
Great idea. We can pick one and frame it.
Here. Watch this. She nails almost every move.
Her old camera could never do this. She's so good at ballet.
I think she's the best in the class. Where is she, by the way?
In timeout.
Oh, in that one?
Ooh.
Take a photo straight from video and never miss a moment. The HTC One X from AT&T, now $99.99. AT&T, rethink possible.
Already over 160 yards for this offense for A&M. Let's take a look. Against Florida, they had a creative blitz that they used to contain Johnny Manziel. They drop the defensive tackles and bring the linebackers who are faster and can chase down Johnny Manziel and create confusion. A couple plays ago, they tried to do the same thing. Take a look at the edges. They're going to bring pressure. They're going to bring Minter up the middle. Creative ways to try to contain Johnny Manziel. He got outside here, but the good coverage downfield and pursuit brought up a field goal attempt.
How much growth have you seen in Manziel from that Florida game, which was A&M's first game of the season?
Well, it's the first game he ever played in college football, and it's against what we know now is one of the best defenses in all of college football at the University of Florida, and so the expectations were low for Johnny Manziel. The last 6 or 7 weeks, the expectations are through the roof, and so far in the first quarter of this game, he's met each one of them.
And remember, too, that game against Florida was after the Gators barely beat Bowling Green at home. And now Florida's number 2 in the BCS standings. LSU is number 6. A top-ranked team that only has 1 loss. A dangerous play there. He didn't have to run it out, but Ford elects to, and he won't even reach the 15. Let's go to Reese Davis now in the studio.
Dave, Sports Center right now presented by Discover Card. Barry Zito sighting. Went 7 2/3, strikeout 6. First postseason win since 06. Giants stay alive. Game 6 against the Cardinals. Sunday night, 7:30 Eastern on ESPN Radio. And the Tigers just sit back and wait.
Zito, what an up and down career he has had there in San Francisco after signing that huge contract. 3 plays, 3 yards for LSU, and now they're starting this drive on their 12-yard line. True freshman Jeremy Hill, who had a good game, is in the backfield, but a pass and a gain of about 7 on first down, caught by Boone. Well, they will not let us talk with Johnny Manziel, and so we're doing a lot of observing. What's the latest observance, Jen Brown?
That's Dave. That's all we can do is observe him down here, and with the exception of leading his team out of the tunnel and a small pep talk before the game, he's really been keeping it to himself over here on the sideline.
Hill appears to have the first down. Let's go back down to Jen Brown with more on Manziel.
Well, guys, we've talked about Cliff Kingsbury giving him control of the offense down there on the line. He's got to be happy with what he's done so far, because both times he's come off the field, Kingsbury's not gone up and spent much time talking to him. So obviously happy with what Manziel's doing right now.
All right, Jen, and in fairness to Kevin Sumlin, he doesn't let any freshmen, regardless of who they are, talk with the media. And that's why we're unable to speak with Manziel. First down to the 22. Michael Ford in the game. Mettenberger to throw. And another completion. Odell Beckham for a gain of 9. 23rd catch on the year for Beckham. Dustin Harris spun him down.
This is a big drive for LSU. You've given up 2 scoring drives on defense. You went 3 and out on offense. You're down 10-0 already on the road in a hostile environment. They've got to do something here on offense.
The pitch to Ford. And he will get the first down and more. Banged out a play at the 38. Demontre Moore, who leads A&M in tackles as a defensive end, makes the stop.
It's an interesting approach now from LSU offensively, going a little bit of up-tempo, giving A&M a little bit of their own medicine. Now they're going to have to use a little bit of a sugar huddle. Sometimes you get backed up as an offense. You want to get a first down. You want to get a momentum and tempo. You'll go no huddle. You get a couple of first downs, and then you'll take a breath and get back in huddle.
That way you don't play into the hands of a team that wants you to go up-tempo. From the LSU 39. Somebody jumped on the right side of the formation.
Prior to the snap, false start, 64, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
That's P.J. Lonergan with that false snap. He bobbed his head, and that drew Demontre Moore off from his left defensive end position. That's more and more of a point of emphasis this year.
Yeah, it's the first time we've seen the crowd noise really affect the offenses. Take a look at them right here. Sometimes they'll use their head to signal when that ball is going to be snapped so that their other offensive linemen can see it. That looked like it's just a false start.
So first and 15. Mettenberger, a long throw to the sideline, is on the money to Beckham, who's able to hang on and get the first down. He has struggled throwing the football this year, but accurate so far today.
This was a perfect throw against man-to-man coverage. Step up in the pocket, put that ball out on the sideline for Beckham. Zach Mettenberger was probably the most scrutinized and had the most pressure of any player in all of college football coming back at the beginning of this year. And he has been up and down, but so far it's been good in the passing game on this drive.
17-yard pass play in LSU and A&M territory for the first time today. Porter coming in a blitz. It's picked up. Mettenberger going deep. Beckham is wide open, but he overthrew him. Those are the kind of plays that Mettenberger has not been making. Now, maybe the wind, which was from behind the quarterback, impacted that throw, but it was overshot by about 4 yards. And Beckham is shaken up on the play.
Yeah, take a look. It's just a double post here. You're going to have one-on-one coverage on the outside. Hard play action. And when you get 2 to take the inside route, it's man-to-man. A great route by Beckham. That ball's thrown before he comes out of the break, and sometimes it's difficult to connect when a guy gets caught up on a corner.
Now your best receiver is injured for 2nd and 10. Mettenberger to throw again, and the pass is batted down. The second batted ball against a 6'5" quarterback, which must mean the offensive line's not getting their hands on the DNs. That was a true freshman, Julian Obioha.
Well, I was watching last week, and about 80% of the balls that Mettenberger threw in the game against South Carolina were to the outside of the field. What that tells a defensive lineman on the outside is get your hands up Again, here on 3rd and 10, I expect more of the same. This is the scenario where LSU cannot have full protection. They've got to get guys out in the route for options for Mettenberger.
Four-man rush. Mettenberger steps up. Demontre Moore sacks him. The man who leads the SEC in sacks. 9.5 now on the year for Moore.
Take a look. They're going to come inside. He's going to get inside on Durasic, the left tackle. When you have a protection where it's one-on-one, Durasic on Moore, Moore is going to win that battle every time. 3rd and 10 is very difficult to protect.
And now Brad Wing, whose first punt sailed into the end zone, 65 yards. He'll try to angle this one. And fair caught right at the 20-yard line by Dustin Harris. So this could be a killer drive here if A&M can go down and get a touchdown. Can LSU score? A&M's defense has looked good so far in the game.
Could not have been a better start for Texas A&M. You come out in your 2 drives and you get points. Then you have a 3-and-out on defense, and then you get another stop sack. Could not have been a better start. And get this fan base, get this atmosphere involved. One of the most difficult places to play. And by the way, LSU has not experienced this. None of these players have ever been here to Kyle Field, so this is all new.
Manziel looking for the screen, and it's knocked down incomplete by Lamine Barrow. Mingo was back there too. Never has a school forgotten the top 10 draft pick at quarterback so quickly in Texas A&M. Ryan Tannehill goes number 8. He was the talk of the draft because he skyrocketed in April. And here's a guy that's replacing him. And nobody's talking about what was done last year at that position.
Manziel's got a lot of the pieces that Tannehill had. This offensive line, Ryan Swope, Michael, some of these running backs. So a lot of the reason why Tannehill was successful is the same reason why this is not just a one-man show with Johnny Manziel.
We had Mike Sherman, the head coach last year. He's now in Miami with Tannehill. As another pass is deflected and incomplete. That was Sam Montgomery, the outstanding right defensive end.
So if you can't get to the quarterback, they'll coach defensive linemen to at least get your hands up, especially with a quarterback that's only 6 feet tall in Johnny Manziel. 3rd time already in this football game that we've had a batted ball. So a lot of different ways that defensive lines can affect the game, not just sacking the quarterback.
26th play of the opening quarter for Texas A&M, 3rd and 10. Manziel into traffic. Looked like there was some contact. Swope and Reed. And here comes a flag, boy, a late flag. The back judge came racing in and threw the penalty flag. It'll be an automatic first down. Had Swope caught that, he would have been about 4 yards shy of the first down.
Reed is so aggressive. He's made so many plays, so many big plays for this LSU defense, and he wants that football. Did he get there a little early?
Pass interference. Defense. Automatic first down.
LSU brought pressure, as we've talked about, off both edges to contain. Here they come off both sides, and then Reed just gets there a little bit early. I think that's a good call. Unnecessary, as you said, because Ryan Swope wasn't going to get the first down.
Manziel to be here again, lobs one. It is pulled in near midfield. Nice catch by McNeil. Again, he had 2 men on him. Eric Reed was the first guy there, and then Barrow came over as well. It's a big play.
Yeah, you have a linebacker on a receiver. That advantage offense every time. And this is what this offense is all about, creating matchups. Lamine Barrow on a wide receiver is not good for LSU.
24 yards, and they go so quickly that there's no chance to review it. So a gain of 4 on the next play. Barrow taking down the quarterback, Manziel. It was hard to tell in that previous play if it was actually caught, and maybe they did signal it in before the snap.
LSU head coach called timeout.
And Les Miles Smart knowing that it's going to be awfully hard for them to signal down to say we're going to review this further, calls a timeout. He was right in front of it, so he knows whether it was caught or not. Calls a timeout so that he can then challenge.
Is challenging the ruling on the previous play of a completed pass. The further play is under further review.
Again, it was right in front of him, so.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Les Miles comes into this game knowing a high-tempo offense. I'm going to call it, if there's any question, just call a timeout.
Again, he's got to maintain possession all the way to the ground. Well, he's got it there. Let's see when Reed comes in if he knocks it out. It has to be indisputable video evidence to overturn the ruling on the field.
It looks like the first time he is down is when his rear end hits the ground there. The question is, does he control that ball all the way to the ground? And I think you're right. I think Les Miles had the best view of that in the house from where he was standing to see if that ball came out.
Greasy, the problem is you can't see the ball, so do you rule, even though you see his arms and it looks like he doesn't have the ball, and you see two hands from that other angle, because you can't see the ball, how can you overturn that?
Well, absolutely. The call on the field is a catch, and so they've got to have that indisputable evidence to overturn that, and so far from those angles, it's been difficult to have that.
And if he loses this challenge, not only will he not have a challenge the rest of the game, but he'll lose a timeout here in the first half.
Go back and take one more look here. He's got possession there.
He's got to complete it all the way to the ground.
Now Barrow rips it.
Is the ball in his possession there? Does it look a little loose?
The ball looks loose. It certainly looks loose from that angle. And if that's, I think that could go either way.
And again, they have to be 100% certain to overturn a ruling on the field.
Absolutely. And let me say this. I think it was an incomplete pass, but that's not the question. The question is there video evidence to overturn this? So we'll see where it goes.
So far, Texas A&M with 185 yards of offense against an LSU D that allowed 220 last week.
After further review, pass was incomplete.
You could just hear how windy it was. So pass incomplete, and that's what we thought. Ball was out before he was down. So
that's a good call.
They have to figure out now what down is it, how much time's on the clock, where to spot the ball. And they did that pretty quickly. Usually it takes a little longer on replays where you have an overrule situation so they can get what hash mark, down distance, clock, all that. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 25 of A&M.
I wonder where the leadership of this LSU defense is. They've come out now and they've given up 2 scores. You know, the leaders, Eric Reed, Sam Montgomery, those are the 2 guys. Minter, they've got to take a stand. They're the strength of this team. They've got to get a stop here on 2nd and 10.
Manziel gets rid of it quickly, and Swope on the catch. Brought down at the 32-yard line by Minter, who was a linebacker out in coverage. So 3rd down and 3. Got a lot of options with this down and distance.
Well, and this offense is almost impossible to stop on 3rd down because of the mobility of Manziel. But they also have the backs they can give it to.
Mingo may have been offside. So free play for Manziel. Off the hand of Mike Evans, incomplete. There's actually another flag on the far side of the field. So 2 penalty markers down. And again, Evans shaken up. 3 catches, 52 yards, but we've seen him hobble to the sideline several times. Mingo on the near side jump. Maybe there was something going on the other side of the field as well.
There's unnecessary penalties and unforced errors. Mingo trying to get a rush, gets offsides, and that's a free 1st down. You can't do that. Disciplined defenses just do not do that. And I think there was a penalty in the secondary on one of the defenders.
Offside, 49 defense, that penalty is declined. Holding, number 24 defense, that's a 10-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
So that's on Farrell Simon, and that's 2 1st downs for A&M on this drive by LSU penalties.
Yeah, and Simon, they were going to have a 1st down anyway, but then Simon one-on-one on Evans. That was not the call, that was the offsides, and then at the bottom, the back judge threw that in late.
First down on the 42. Manziel completes it. Loose in the middle of the field is Kenrick McNeil. They've targeted a lot so far in this game. He came in with just 7 catches, but he's got a couple already in this ball game. Gain of 7, second down and 3. Run play, Molina cuts it back and has the first down into LSU territory to the 43-yard line. Ronald Martin brings him down. But again, A&M on the ground. Almost 70 yards rushing.
Jake Matthews, the right tackle there, blew his man off the ball. Mingo, he was 10 yards downfield. Right now, LSU's got to find a way to stop this interior running game of A&M. I never thought I'd say that coming into the day.
Manziel shakes one defender and another, and then finally gets sandwiched at the 39-yard line. Gain of 3 or 4 for the 6'1", 200-pound quarterback. That's what he's listed at anyway. Texas A&M controlling the first quarter. 30 plays run. They've had it for over 9 minutes and almost 200 yards. That's what LSU gave up almost for the entire game against South Carolina last week in a win in Baton Rouge.
I think LSU's had enough. It looks like they want to bring pressure. Watch the edges here. No safety.
That corner's coming. And it's picked up. Manziel going deep for Swope. Overthrown. There was contact again with Reed before the ball was released, but no penalty flag. And it's 3rd down and 6. He was going for Swope.
That's a missed opportunity. Yeah, Swope got behind the defense, stumbled a little bit, and then got knocked off by Reed, and that ball just thrown out of bounds. The first ball that I've seen Johnny Manziel throw inaccurately so far.
9th play of the drive. Manziel in trouble, being chased. And Manziel hit and finally brought down at the 47-yard line. Kevin Minter brings him down. Boy, the defensive tackles for LSU. Another one shaken up. Benny Logan hobbling to the sideline as Johnny Football running circles around the LSU D in the first.
This happy couple used Capital One Venture miles for their destination wedding. Double miles you can actually use. But with those single-mile travel cards...
Blacked out, but I'm a bridesmaid.
X marks the spot she'll never sit.
But I bought a dress.
A toast to the Capital One Venture card. Fly any airline, any flight, anytime. Double miles you can actually use. What a coincidence. What's in your wallet? Watch the elbows, ladies.
Humans. One day we're coming up with the theory of relativity, the next, not so much. But that's okay. You're covered with great ideas like optional better car replacement from Liberty Mutual Insurance. Total your car and we give you the money to buy one a model year newer. Learn about it at libertymutual.com. Liberty Mutual Insurance. Responsibility. What's your policy?
No matter the city, the drug business is always booming.
We getting dollars out here.
It's a very well-run business. This season of Drugs Inc. gives you inside access to the places that experience the most record highs.
Doctors, lawyers, police officers.
And devastating lows.
Trying to get some money.
Looking for shards of meth. Every fix.
I went right to heroin.
Every angle. On the all-new season of Drugs Inc. Premieres Sunday at 9 on the National Geographic Channel.
How far will a man go to protect his family?
Detective Cross.
You have a very pretty wife.
I will meet his soul at the gates of hell before I let him take a person that I love. Alex Cross, rated PG-13, now playing in theaters.
Got a crowd to feed? Try Chick-fil-A catering.
The NASCAR chase for the Sprint Cup at Kansas tomorrow at 1 on ESPN.
You're watching the SEC on ESPN. Two schools that used to go head-to-head quite often, 70s, 80s, and 90s, but first time they've met as conference opponents. And Texas A&M with an outstanding first quarter on both sides of the ball, really, leading LSU 9-0. Everson punting to Beckham, who was hurt earlier in the game, but appears to be all right. And great job downfield. Joshua Stump there to pull it in inside the 10-yard line for Texas A&M. Let's take a look at the SEC West standings. Both LSU and A&M with one loss. LSU has a bye week, then plays Bama at home on November 3rd. Texas A&M plays its next 3 games on the road, including at Mississippi State, at Bama. Florida, South Carolina today. If Florida wins that one, they're in really good shape.
That's all you need to know. Whoever wins that game is in great shape. And on this side, in the West, both of these teams playing today, A&M and LSU, control their destiny because they both play Alabama.
12th play of the game for LSU. A&M has 11 first downs. And Mettenberger from the goal line just throws it away. Let's go to the studio and hear from Reese Davis.
All right, gentlemen, it is time for an innovative look brought to you by AT&T. Tonight, many on ABC will see the Texas Longhorns against Baylor. Now, this is not the kind of defense Manny Diaz wants to see. Saw Kenny Vaccaro and some other guys in the secondary get gashed by Joseph Randall of Oklahoma State. They have got to improve their tackling against a high-powered offense now led by Nick Florence.
A&M has improved its tackling after struggling last week. Had a penalty flag down. You saw Beckham holding his back. Boy, we have seen LSU players go to the sideline a lot on both sides of the ball.
78 offense, half the distance to the goal, remains second down.
That's the right tackle, Alexander. We've seen 3 defensive tackles. I think Manziel alone has injured those guys. We saw Benny Logan go down on the last play, but now no Beckham for LSU, maybe their best receiver.
Yeah, and now LSU's offense goes backwards inside the 5-yard line, down 10 on the road, and this crowd is starting to have an effect on LSU's offensive communication.
That was the 4th penalty on LSU. Jeremy Hill had 2 touchdowns last week. He'll get the carry here and driven down by Jonathan Mathis after a gain of 2 to the 5-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and 11.
Take a look at Jonathan Mathis inside. Going to play off the block again. This offensive line for LSU has struggled. He's going up against Lael Collins, but down inside the 5, you know they're going to run the football, sell out 8-9 guys to stop it. I've been very impressed with the way A&M has played in the trenches so far.
They'll play it safe on 3rd and 11 as Hill gets good yardage, but still be a punt. At least that will allow Brad Wing to have room to punt from near the goal line rather than the back of the end zone.
LSU is going to have to open up their offense a little bit to win this game. I think it's safe to say. A&M is going to score some points. Can Les Miles in this LSU offense keep up? You keep stalling on offense and giving Johnny Manziel opportunities, and it's not going to work.
Hard to open it up when you're pinned inside your 10 as that punt gets hung up in the wind and kicked sideways. And A&M will have great field position at its 46-yard line, leading LSU 9-0 early 2nd quarter in College Station.
Hey, Eddie, where's she going now?
Looks like the dry cleaner.
Dry cleaner.
The dry cleaner.
Dry cleaner.
The Buick Verano gives you Pandora music streaming.
You guys are on.
It started with a whisper.
So your music goes wherever you go. It's unexpected luxury in a car this size.
Can't believe she's listening to that noise.
We had a feeling it was gonna be big, but no one predicted this. Taco Bell's Doritos Locos Tacos, taking tacos to a whole new level.
It's the grand opening super sale of the all-new Rainbow North Shore Buick GMC. Get our absolute lowest prices of the year with 0% financing for 72 months. Get $10,000 in total savings on new GMC Sierra Crew Cabs. New Buick Veranos, just $199 a month. And new Buick LaCrosses, only $279 a month. So come save thousands during the grand opening super sale of the all-new Rainbow North Shore Buick GMC. Real people, real deals.
Getting around these parts has never been easier. Now that the Go Anywhere event is here, explore the best of Biloxi. Escape to Kisatchie Hills. No matter where your travels take you, an Explore, Edge, or Escape can help you go further. With Ford quality, great fuel economy, and exclusive technology. Now during the Go Anywhere event, lease a new 2013 Ford Edge for $249 for 24 months. See your local Southern Quality Ford dealer.
College football in high definition is presented by Vizio.
Texas A&M leads LSU 9-0 as we continue Dr. Pepper's road to the championships. Another injured player for LSU. Jen Brown is the latest.
Well, we saw Odell Beckham go down on the sidelines. They spent quite a bit of time working on him. They've decided to take him back to the locker room. They're going to evaluate his right rib. So obviously not good news for LSU, who's trying to get some offense going.
Yeah, they don't have any weapons in the passing game, but he is one of them. Team leader in catches coming in. Haven't been able to establish a ground game. 23 yards for LSU on the ground. Meanwhile, A&M with 180 yards of total offense so far.
Different look for LSU here. Look at 3 down linemen. They're traditionally a 4 down lineman front.
Manziel takes off inside LSU territory and then grabbed and thrown down by Barrow.
I'll tell you what, you put 3 down linemen out there. I know they've had some injuries, Logan, as we mentioned. But you put 3 down linemen out there, and they're going to automatically check to a quarterback draw. It's hard to stop Johnny Manziel with 4 guys, much less 3.
Manziel steps back, sees trouble, and throws it away. Was he outside the tackle box? It appears that he was. So 3rd down. Now, is this scheme or is this because guys are hurt for LSU on the defensive line?
Maybe a little bit of both, but I'm not sure why they don't continue to run that quarterback draw. That's what I would do. They turn to the pass, and when you have 3 down linemen, that leaves 8 guys in coverage. It's going to be very difficult to throw the ball against those loaded zones.
Here's 3rd and 3. Big play for LSU's defense. They rush 5. Manziel in trouble, but gets out of it. Heading for the sideline, has the 1st down, and then goes over the bench. No penalty flag thrown, and he's all right.
We talked about who's faster, Johnny Manziel or Kiki Mingo. Well, we had the sample here. Mingo chasing him from the inside. Manziel has to get 3 yards for a 1st down, and he's just got too much speed. And Mingo's his fast guy.
He's still pretty fast as a D end against a quarterback. And Manziel now 19 yards rushing, 115 yards passing. Number 2 in the nation in total offense. Play clock down to 2. And they get the play off. And Manziel into traffic gets broken up. He was going underneath for Sabian Holmes. And it was broken up on the play by Jalen Collins, who's playing nickel today.
Well, let's give some credit to LSU to make some adjustments. John Chavis in this drive has made a complete change in his philosophy. He's gone with a different front. He's brought blitzes on each of the first 4 plays and played man-to-man coverage on the backside, and so far it's been effective.
There was movement on the right side of the line. So
number 70 offense, 5-yard penalty, remains 2nd down.
That's a right guard, Cedric Abuhi.
Be interesting to see what Kevin Sumlin and Cliff Kingsbury do to counter this approach by John Chavis and the LSU defense.
Here's Michael through a gap. and drives Eric Reed to the 40. It's a gain of 8 on the ground. So Sam Montgomery's off the field right now for LSU, one of their best players.
Montgomery's off the field. Benny Logan was off the field. Now he's come back on. If they're off the field, I know what I'm doing. I'm running the football with Michael and Williams and some of these guys. That should be the approach. Even though it's 3rd and 8 here, you still have an opportunity to run the football.
And they might be in 4-down territory based on where the ball's spotted on the field. Manziel running around in a circle, steps up, looking to run, pushes a teammate out of the way, and it gets drilled at the 41-yard line at the line of scrimmage by Micah Eugene. So it's 4th down and long. Do you punt and pin him deep?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Punt this football, put him down inside the 10, maybe inside the 5 if you're lucky, and bring this crowd at Kyle Field back into the game. There's no reason to give any kind of momentum or field position to an offense in LSU that's struggling.
And the A&M defensive coaches told us yesterday they were concerned with LSU's running backs. But if you're backed up inside your 10 and the defense knows you're going to run the ball, it's a lot easier to stop those 230-pound tailbacks. This one will bounce at the 5, and instead of kicking right, it goes into the end zone for a touchback. LSU will have the ball on the 20. Seeing a lot of speed, a lot of athletes, and some physical play in the trenches here at College Station.
Crisp, clean, refreshing. 7-Up.
Hey, where you been? Took my car again, huh?
Yes? Yes, I did.
270 horsepower, plenty of torque. Yeah, it's a blast. Regal GS from Buick.
If you hold the radical theory that a financial advisor should simplify things without making you feel simple.
If you have the rebellious notion that it's highly complex is not an explanation.
If you believe a financial advisor should keep you in the loop and not in the dark.
Join the nearly 7 million investors who think like you do. FaceTime and Think Time make a difference.
Join us.
At Edward Jones, it's how we make sense of investing.
Holding on to his knee and down.
ESPN College Football, brought to you by the Dr. Pepper Tuition Giveaway. Learn more at drpepper.com. And the Buick Verano, unexpected luxury in a car this size.
Since a season-opening loss here at home to Florida, Texas A&M has won 5 in a row, the last 2 by 5 points total against Ole Miss and Louisiana Tech. We got a 9-0 lead on LSU early second quarter. The Tigers have 54 total yards. They've been hurt by penalties. They'll run the ball here. And pushing the pile is Michael Ford. Stood up after a gain of 3 or 4 by the middle linebacker Jonathan Stewart. That's one of the better plays, though, for LSU in the game. Is they're going to go up tempo here.
I think you're going to see a little bit of a different approach we saw in defense for LSU. Now a different approach on offense. Gone is the I formation. Now a trips shotgun run.
And Mettenberger to throw. In trouble. His arm is hit and ruled incomplete. DeMontre Moore, who is an All-America candidate, leads the nation in tackles for a loss, among the nation's leader in sacks, gets there again.
Take a look at Montre Moore off the edge. Again under Rosick. He's had the better of that matchup so far in this game. And I think you see a little bit of the reason why LSU is so conservative on offense and stays in the eye. Because when you go in the gun and spread it out and try to throw the ball, this offensive line can't block these guys.
Another third down and long. They've all been 3rd and 6 or longer. Mettenberger, and that pass way off the mark. They're trying to hit Shepard on the slant. He was double covered. And LSU goes 3 and out again. Mettenberger is 3 of 9 passing.
Boy. And LSU has got to find, he's not happy on the sideline, Les Miles. They've got to find some offense through the air. We thought they might have a great opportunity against an A&M defense that last week gave up 450 yards through the air against Louisiana Tech. So far, they haven't found it.
La Tech scored 57 points. A huge punt here, and backing up, Dustin Harris stood up and dropped at the 25. But the A&M defense, as much of the story so far in the first half as their offense. 9-0 lead on LSU.
This Friday.
The darkness is coming. Run!
Give your Halloween.
Don't be afraid.
The silent treatment.
Shh.
Run! Silent Hill Revelation 3D. Rated R.
What sounds good for lunch?
Beef and cheese.
Yeah, with bacon. Portobello mushrooms, all hot and melty. So Wendy's?
Wendy's, definitely. Let's go.
What's that?
Leave ordinary behind with Wendy's new Bacon Portobello Melt. Applewood smoked bacon, rich portobellas, and a melty cheddar sauce. Unleashing the power of the melt. That's Wendy's way.
Now that's better.
I've been a superintendent for 30-some years at many different Park Service units across the United States. The only time I've ever had a break is when I was on maternity leave. I have retired from doing this one thing that I loved. Now I'm going to have the time to explore something different. It's like another chapter.
This is a key. It's a family tree. It's a pair of wings. It's a secret handshake. And a ticket to anywhere in the world. It's more than a uniform. It's the door to a world most people only dream of. There's Strong, and then there's Army Strong. Try it on at GoArmy.com.
Monday Night Football. Lions, Bears, 8:30 on ESPN and Watch ESPN.
Reese Davis delivering your Dr. Pepper 10 conference update. Updating the Big Ten. Purdue scored on the first play from scrimmage, an 83-yard touchdown pass by Akeem Shavers. Now their other Akeem is loose. Akeem Hunt takes the kickoff back 100. And Purdue on top of Ohio State, 13-7 in the second. Buckeyes undefeated.
Reese, it's 9-0. LSU is down. They came in number 2 in the nation in total defense, 6th against the run. And they've almost given up as much yardage through a quarter in 5 minutes than they do for a usual game. In fact, A&M has 84 rushing yards. LSU gives up just 89.
Big piece of that being on the field. They've been on the field for twice as many plays as their offense.
Handoff here on 1st and 10 to Molina. And not much as Benny Logan comes off a block and makes a play. Texas A&M, number 1 in the country in scoring. And during this 5-game win streak, they're averaging 53 points per game. Put up 59 last week in a win against Louisiana Tech. Enzel on the roll-up, being chased by Mingo. And what a play! He got it to Swope with double coverage, and it's a first down in LSU territory. How about that play by the quarterback?
Wow, and how about this route by Swope, one of the best receivers in the history of Texas A&M. A double move, catch that ball with the safety coming over to knock you out. And a great throw from Johnny Manziel. Probably one of those throws that Cliff Kingsbury would say, no, 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 yeah.
Swope lost his helmet, so he has to come out for one play. 27-yard pass play. Ball on the 46 of LSU. Manziel is now thrown for a $142. Out on the flat. Malcolm Kennedy grabbed at the ankles, but able to drag Jalen Collins for 3 yards.
I think it's important that Texas A&M keeps their foot on the gas pedal right here. 9 points is not going to win you this football game. They've got to continue to keep this tempo and pace and aggressive play calling, because LSU is going to start to adjust as they have already. Not going to be easy to continue to move the ball like this.
A&M doesn't know anything else, right?
They play a little conservatively early in the year. Against Florida, they were a little conservative, and Coach Sumlin said they want to get away from it.
On the slap, caught for a first down. Again, McNeil has been a big player so far in this ball game. Collins on the stop. Manziel took the snap, didn't drop back, just fired from his setup and completed it. 11-yard pickup, another first down for A&M.
It's interesting, Manziel's looking over the sideline on most every play. Hasn't been doing that to this point in the year. Kingsbury's helping him out with the calls.
And a quarterback run all the way. Manziel wrapped up after a gain of a couple by LeVar Edwards. We're seeing him and Rasco getting a lot of reps as you look at Kingsbury. It's only his 6th year as a coach. He was a player at Texas Tech, then played a little bit in the NFL. 33 years of age.
He's impressive. He was telling us last night he's learned a lot from some of the coaches he had in the NFL. Guys like Bill Belichick that talked to him about structure. He was with Mike McCarthy with the New Orleans Saints. He's learned 9 different offenses, and of course the air raid with Mike Leach.
Big hit in the backfield as Michael is dropped by Deion Jones, a true freshman from New Orleans. LSU finally, it's a negative play on defense, forcing a 3rd down and long. A loss of 3 on the play, so 3rd down and 10.
It's the area of the field where 5 or 6 yards are critical just to get in field goal range. Can't take a sack.
Manziel gets rid of it and incomplete. Off target, intended for Wachiku. So it's about a 49-yard field goal try for Taylor Bertolet, who made a 54-yarder against Louisiana Tech. He does have the win behind him, so they will try for 3 points here.
Yeah, I think that's a big factor. If this were going the other way on this field, I don't think they attempt a 50-yard field goal. But that win down the field, those flags are flying. I think it's a significant factor.
50-yard try by Taylor Bertolet, a redshirt freshman. Oh, he has plenty of leg, and he nails it. Bertolet good from 54 last week, good from 50 today. And it's 12-0 Texas A&M. Missed an extra point, but he nails a 50-yarder, splitting the uprights.
I'll trade an extra point for that kick.
Is there a specific car you're looking for?
Hey, you, Mr. Dealer Man, I know what I want. I know I don't want that one. Yeah, I want this one.
You probably noticed the hair. This is because of Cars.com. I've been checking car prices and reading expert and consumer reviews. My confidence has just been coming out of me ever since.
That's right, Mr. Dealer. I've been checking out cars. I know which one that I want. That's right. That's why I'm confident. I want this one. Cars.com.
Nothing should stand in the way of hanging with good friends, enjoying some Miller time, and watching SportsCenter Monday Kickoff on ESPN.
Here at Banner Ford, we give our customers our very best price every single day.
It's Truck Month, and the model year-end closeout is now underway at Banner Ford. Come get the biggest savings of the year on all new and pre-owned Banner cars, trucks, and SUVs in stock, like the new 2012 F-150 XLT Super Cab with 23 MPG, now only $25,590, or lease it for only $239 per month.
The Banner Way. It really is a better way.
Banner Ford, North Causeway at Highway 190 in Mandeville, just 2 miles from the Causeway.
Back when the phone company installed these copper wires in your home, they were just for your phone. Now AT&T UVerse is loading them up with HD TV signals, DSL, three-way calling, wireless routers. That's a lot for these little wires. Charter's digital network links all your devices over high-speed, fiber-rich connections. So which would you prefer? Yesterday's copper or today's Charter? Try Charter. It's smarter.
LSU and Texas A&M. It's 12-0. Celebrating its 8th year sponsoring the Good Hands Field Goal Nets. Allstate makes contributions to participating universities' general scholarship funds for each field goal and extra point kicked. To date, Allstate has contributed more than $2.8 million in scholarship monies. Well, Texas A&M is driven from its territory across midfield on all 5 possessions. LSU has done it only once and only reached the 49-yard line of A&M. Tigers offense with just 58 yards, about 3 yards per play, as that one split the uprights. Brian, your film study of LSU's offense is paying off.
Well, last week I went back and I looked at the game against South Carolina, and I pulled off 18 times that LSU ran this two-man route, and they had full max protection. I think Texas A&M has done a great job recognizing that, and now is starting to play these routes. You can't be so predictable on offense and expect to get plays. That play had no chance of working, and that's why I'm saying they need to open up this playbook. Even if they're going to put themselves at risk to win this game, they're going to have to score.
So the 10th pass for Mettenberger, and he's going to air it out. Single coverage, and it's broken up by Dustin Harris. Intended for Boone, incomplete.
Great play call. First down, play action. Now Boone's got to fight back to this ball. It's not perfectly thrown, but as a receiver, you got to fight back for 1 or 2 reasons. 1, you can catch that ball. 2, you can get a pass interference call, but that is played very well by Dustin Harris.
You said good play call, but are you surprised they're not trying to pound it a little bit more?
They haven't been able to. They've got to open up the room to run on the inside, and so far they haven't been able to do it.
Another pass play here, and this one is caught at the 31-yard line by Boone, short of the first down. Here's Reese.
All right, guys, get you up to date. Game going on in the Big 12. Some of Texas A&M's former conference mates. Iowa State ranked 24th on the road against Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State donning those all-orange uniforms. J.W. Walsh, Charlie Moore, that goes 74. 17-10, Pokes on top.
There was a lot of people, Reese, that were unsure whether A&M could make the transition and play in the SEC. They showed against Florida they could, and they're certainly proving it again today at home against LSU. 3rd and 4. Mettenberger, everybody covered. He's got to throw it away. Now there was a receiver who was dragged down, Jarvis Landry, and a penalty flag comes in. We've seen some late flags. And Landry was dragged down at the 35-yard line by a defender.
Yeah, I think it was DeShazer Everett got tangled up and actually tackled him. I mean, that was a blatant foul on Landry, and this is going to be a first down for LSU.
Everett playing corner, normally a safety. He did not play last week because of an arm injury, but he's the biggest of their defensive backs. That's one of the reasons why.
Holding number 29 defense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic first down.
This was an easy one. I'm surprised it took so long to throw the flag.
Mark Shazer wanted his corners to be more physical, just be a little less physical than that, and he's trying to get a jam on him. It looks like he got caught up, and Landry went down, and that actually looks pretty worse than it is.
So first down on the LSU 41, 6.5 to go till halftime. See if they try to get Spencer Ware going. Ware so far in this ballgame has just 2 carries, 3 yards. Now another pass play, and Mettenberger going deep again for Landry, and this time Landry had a shot at it but could not come down with it in double coverage. Wow. You got to make that play for your quarterback.
They got to throw the ball because there's 10 guys up around line of scrimmage. A great route, and this ball now gets on Landry, and you've got to come down with it. I agree with you. your offense is struggling, your quarterback needs some help, and it hasn't all been Zach Mettenberger's fault this year, by the way. He's had an offensive line that has had 3 starters go down to injury or leave the team, and his wide receivers have dropped balls consistently all year, so this is nothing new.
Here's Ware on that toss, and he is ripped down at the 45-yard line, but he got 4 or 5. Obioha on the tackle. That's only the 9th run play today.
I think that's Demontre Moore that tried to get up and get off the field and then went down. He's holding that knee, and that would be a devastating injury for Texas A&M.
He's their best player on defense. Back in a moment.
We've always believed what you stand for says a lot about who you are. We are Texas A&M University, home of the 12th man.
It's a great day in the SEC. We've got the #1 team in the country on ESPN tonight as Alabama heads to Knoxville for the latest chapter of the 3rd Saturday in October. College football primetime presented by Hampton Hotels. Bama, Tennessee, 7 Eastern. Meanwhile, Demontre Moore shaken up for Texas A&M, one of the best defensive linemen in the nation.
Well, they're holding their breath. Here he is. Take a look. He's fighting off the block, and it looks like he might have got hit low.
He was getting tackled there. Should have been a holding call by Nick Jacobs, a tight end.
May have been his ankle when he finally went down to the ground. Take a look at his left ankle. When he goes down, he gets fallen on right there. Yeah, that's it. That'll do the ankle or the knee, but hopefully he can work that out and get back in this game.
He's had an impact. 3 tackles, a sack, a pass breakup. He leads all defensive linemen in the FBS in tackles. Leads his team in tackles. Now 3rd down and 6. Mettenberger only 4 of 12 passing.
Can he throw the ball well enough to convert on 3rd down? Big question coming in this game.
A&M showing blitz. Here they come. Mettenberger in trouble. No chance. Gobbled up by Sean Porter, who is unblocked. And LSU has to punt.
A&M came with an all-out blitz, a la Wrecking Crew style, and Sean Porter right in between the A-gap. Offensive line cannot turn a guy in the A-gap loose, and Mettenberger's got to get rid of that football. A&M is dictating the pace, tempo, and physicality of this game early.
So is that on the O-line, or is that on Mettenberger?
It's on both of them. I'm not going to point one way or another. You've got to figure that out and handle it. There's 2 ways to handle it. You can come down or get rid of the football. The combination of the 2 is what you got to get done.
Spoken like a guy whose offensive lineman liked him a lot. Punt hanging in the air. And fair caught at the 31-yard line.
It's a team.
Make friends with your offensive line.
Right? Take responsibility.
Students everywhere agree LSU is a phenomenal choice. Experience the campus where passion becomes genius. Now only at LSU.
Manziel on 1st down has to throw it away as he was getting pressured by Mingo. And he was out of the pocket when he threw the ball, so no penalty flag down. LSU has been rotating defensive linemen to try to keep them fresh.
As bad as it's been in the first half for LSU on offense, I think this defense now has found something with this 3-down front and playing Johnny Manziel and containing him. They're only down 2 scores in this game. They just need to get to halftime and regroup on offense and come out with a plan.
Or force a turnover. Only 3 interceptions on the year from Manziel. They'll run it here to Molina, and he's spilled at the point of attack by Lamine Barrow. So 3rd down and long coming up.
Great play by Barrow, one of the more talented linebackers that LSU has. He just beat the block of the guard and got in the backfield.
There's some movement. Montgomery came flying into the backfield. The flag is thrown, but it looks like it's going to be a defensive penalty. They let the play go. Usually when it's a dead ball foul for false start, they won't let the quarterback drop and throw.
Mingo was offsides as well. Second time in this game.
That would make it 3rd and 6. That's right in their wheelhouse, 3rd and 6.
Offside, defense, 5-yard penalty, replay, 3rd down.
Now just the penalties for LSU. And they're not, there's never really a good penalty, but these are especially bad penalties.
These are killers because right now, Johnny Manziel is a very different quarterback at 3rd and 6 versus 3rd and 11. His feet now are in play.
5 penalties now on the Tigers, 3rd and 6 for Manziel. And they got to reset the play clock. A&M trying to get the 6-1. LSU is 6-1 and 6th in the BCS standings. The highest team in the standings that has 1 loss. Low snap, but Manziel's got it. Throwing up his back foot, and it's picked off. Intercepted by Jalen Collins. There's a flag down as well, as Collins is nailed at the 42 by Evans. Well, we said it was either get to halftime or get a turnover, and it appears they got one.
On this flag, it may be on the offense. They were trying to run a pick route against man-to-man coverage, and LSU gave him a changeup and had a zone look, and Johnny Manziel didn't read it and threw the ball up for grabs.
Pass interference, number 23, offense. That penalty is declined. Result of the plays and interception, 1st down.
That's Sabian Holmes.
Yeah, Sabian Holmes is trying to run a pick route here for his wide receiver, and they get zone, and you just can't go down there and be that blatant. Manziel was expecting him to be downfield more, but as a quarterback, you've got to know the difference between man and zone. That route is not good against a zone look, and that's the reason why.
So is that a freshman mistake? It's a cliche, but is it?
Well, absolutely. He's only played 6 games, so you got to live with some of these kinds of plays. He's going to give you the spectacular play, and sometimes he's going to make mistakes, but he'll keep his head up.
First, a best starting field position for LSU from the 42. They'll give it to Hill on that Powell where they pitch it to the tailback, and he doesn't get much. Demontre Moore is back on the field for Texas A&M. Now, tell me why they do that, where they pitch it to the back on a power run.
Well, so there are a couple of reasons. They want to get the ball to the back as deep as they possibly can so that he can see better, and he can cut back from anywhere from the left tackle to the right tackle. When he's got that ball deep, he can see that. The other thing is they want that quarterback to hold off on the weak side.
Mettenberger, incomplete. He was trying for right, and so now it's 3rd down and 10. LSU's been in 3rd and long all day long. And they are 0 for 5 on 3rd down. And you're putting it on your quarterback, Mettenberger, who has looked poor again throwing the ball. He's 4-13.
Well, Demontre Moore is still out there now. He can rush the passer. If I'm LSU, I haven't thrown a screen yet. A very good screen team. Get the ball in your best player's hands, who's Spencer Ware. Let him try to break some tackles, maybe get a 1st down.
They got Ware and Hill in the backfield with Mettenberger. Here's 3rd and 10. Mettenberger with time, going deep, incomplete. Intended for Landry, and a flag. Landry being defended by Tony Hurd. This will be the 5th penalty on A&M. And the 2nd one on this drive that results.
Pass interference, number 4 defense, 15-yard penalty, previous spot, automatic 1st down.
Rather, the 2nd one this quarter that results in an LSU 1st down.
Well, they put Tony Hurd on an island in the middle of the field with no help on Landry.
The right hand is probably why they call this. He has the right hand wrapped around his hip, and the back judge can see that.
Yeah, the back judge can see. He doesn't know whether he's using that to pull or not, but just the fact that that hand is on the hip alerts that official that it may be a penalty.
Farthest advance today for LSU from the 42, Hill. And look at Hill push the pile to the 36-yard line. True freshman, who last week against South Carolina rushed for 124 yards and 2 touchdowns on a career-high 17 attempts. He's a 235-pound tailback.
Now is when I would start feeding him. Get this ground game going. They're bunch set, 1 wide receiver.
And they will again. Hill looking for the lane. And again, a good run. 2nd and 5, got 3 or 4. Stephen Jenkins on the tackle, so 3rd down and short. Again, LSU still in search of its first 3rd down conversion today. Run it again?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You're not going to throw it. You've been throwing it. You haven't gotten a first down on 3rd down. So turn around and give that ball to those big backs. Stephen Hill still in the game.
From here would be about a 50-yard field goal. Allen's long this year is 44. Maybe kicking into the wing. They'll hand it off to the fullback, Copeland, and he gets stacked up short of the first down. A&M not fooled. The true freshman, Obioha. Coaches said, we're not worried about him. He knows the game. He's got football smarts. And that was a heads-up play by the true freshman from New Orleans. So 4th down, it looks like LSU will go.
Well, last week we saw Spencer Ware line up at the quarterback position quite a bit against South Carolina in short yardage situations. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yes, that's what they're doing.
He's in there right now if he takes this snap.
They'll have Ford back there with him as Ware is under center. And Ware will pitch it, and they get the first down. Inside the 25 is Michael Ford, and pushed out of bounds at the 20. A 13-yard run on 4th down.
Well, Ware last week was the quarterback sneak. This time he's going to fake it and then pitch it out quick to the fastest of the backs. Very well designed. If A&M knew they put Ford in the backfield there and knew that he was not a power back, they might have thought that this may be a trick play to get to the edge, and they would have been right.
Chase Claymore with a good block from his tight end spot on the far side. So 1st down, LSU in the red zone. They have struggled mightily on offense this year. Ford getting outside. 15, 10, touchdown! Michael Ford with a 20-yard touchdown run, and LSU is on the board.
Ford gets a great block from his wide receiver, Jarvis Landry, right at the end, which allowed him to get into the end zone, and a nice job of Ford tippy-toeing on the sideline. Yes.
He's in. So they convert on 4th down. And on the next play, Ford from 20 yards out. So LSU really committed to the run that drive. And the extra point by Allen makes it 12-7. Texas A&M inside 2 minutes to go in the half.
Keep pounding, keep pounding. That is who LSU is. Get your fullback out on the linebacker. Nice block there. Stewart is not able to catch Jenkins from the linebacker position. Didn't make the tackle. And when you give Michael Ford a little bit of a crease, he is going to make you pay. And look at the block by Landry. And he got that penalty running that route on 3rd down. Those are the kinds of things that don't show up on the stat sheet. Jarvis Landry played a big part in success of that last drive for LSU.
Now, Brian, this is the first adversity that Johnny Manziel has faced today. As you look at the scoring drive after the Manziel interception, how does he respond? In a moment where, okay, he's made a mistake, LSU is starting to get more pressure on him, and they'll have 3 timeouts and 1:49 to work with on offense.
Yeah, I don't think that Kevin Sumlin, Cliff Kingsbury have any concern about the way that Johnny Manziel is going to react to adversity. He had adversity in the Ole Miss game. They had 6 turnovers in that game. He threw 2 interceptions, and they came back, scored 2 touchdowns late, game-winning touchdown to Ryan Swope on the road in Oxford. And I think he answered a lot of questions about his mettle in games like this and that comeback win.
No disrespect to Ole Miss, but they don't have the guys up front that LSU does that are getting after Manziel here of late after they were shut down in the first quarter. Hairston to kick off. Trey Williams and Wachaku are deep for Texas A&M. Kicking into the wing, and here's Williams. Upended short of the 20-yard line. Let's check in with Reese Davis in the studio.
Dave, just a little bit away from the Lexus halftime report. Started the day with 3 undefeated Big East teams. Halftime in our upper left monitor there. Rutgers having trouble with Temple. We'll tell you how that's going and how that might impact the Big East race. Look ahead to South Carolina and Florida, and plenty of highlights, including a wild game between Iowa State and Oklahoma State Dr. Lou and Mayday getting warmed up in the bullpen. We'll see you in a bit.
All right, Reese. Still a lot of work to do here with as fast as A&M can move the football. First down inside the 20-yard line. Manziel with all day to throw. And now going deep. Incomplete. Crowd wants a flag, but they won't get one. Manziel was hit late. He tried to hit Malcolm Kennedy, who's being defended by the true freshman Jalen Mills. What do you think?
Yeah, this is just, I think that's a good no call. That's just Johnny Manziel trying to take a shot down the field. That was a design fade route, and Manziel threw it in the middle of the field like a post, and Kennedy was just trying to fight his way to try to make a play on the ball.
Manziel 14 of 28 passing. He'll throw it again. This one is caught by Swope at the 24-yard line for 6 yards. So 3rd and 4 coming up. Jalen Mills on the tackle. Swope last week got his 200th catch, second ever to do that at A&M before leaving with a concussion. 3rd and 4, clock nearing a minute to go in the half. And Manziel, an easy completion to Mike Evans. First down at the 30.
Wow, that was poorly played by Thurl Simon. They were in a 2-deep coverage on the outside. He should be rolled up, taking away the easy throw from Evans. Instead, way too soft, and then he slipped. That's what happened. He slipped and gave an easy conversion.
Manziel going deep again for Wachiku and could not pull it in. Jalen Collins defending. There's a penalty flag back at the line of scrimmage.
This is the 3rd or 4th time now that Kiki Mingo has been offsides, and every time Manziel throws the ball down the field.
Offside, 49 defense, 5-yard penalty, remains first down.
How much of that is frustration for these guys?
Somebody's got to get with Mingo on the sideline, whether it's Les Miles or somebody over there, and say, listen, you don't need to get off the ball so fast. We're not trying to get in the backfield and sack Johnny Manziel. You're giving them too many plays on 3rd down. They're getting first downs. Be smart.
6th LSU penalty. I don't imagine some of that is frustration because they're having trouble getting to the quarterback. Manziel hanging in the pocket. Now running around in trouble. Here comes Montgomery. Manziel gets away and almost throws an interception. Reed stepped in front of the pass intended for Molina. Oof. And Reed, who bruised his sternum against South Carolina, is hurt again.
This is the roller coaster of Johnny Manziel. This decision is the one that Cliff Kingsbury and Kevin Sumlin want to get rid of. He makes great plays, extends plays. It's that throw back across his body with guys in man-to-man coverage that concerns the coaching staff.
So Reed will be out for this play. He's been shaken up off and on this season. They'll run the ball here. Molina gets outside. And there's a flag down. Molina gets the first down. Ball came out at the 40-yard line. Absolutely. He's not ruled down.
The ball absolutely came out.
Well, it depends also on what the penalty is. If it's a defensive penalty and LSU recovers, that would be negated, the takeaway.
He was fighting for extra yardage. He got hit, and the ball definitely came out. There's no question about that.
It's LSU ball, but let's see what the penalty is. Ronald Martin chopped it out as Molina is fighting for extra yardage on the cutback. He's greeted by Martin. Oh, yeah, great job. Got his hat on the ball, forced the fumble.
Yeah, form tackle by Martin.
On the offense, that penalty is declined. The result of the play was a fumble recovered by LSU, first down.
It's a huge play. 2 turnovers by A&M in the final 4 minutes of the half. And now LSU with a chance to take the lead going into the locker room with the ball at the 41 of the Aggies.
Boy, we talked about Kevin Sumlin yesterday about not turning the ball over 2 already.
A nice drive on the touchdown as they really hammered the football. Let's see if they keep it on the ground here with Spencer Ware behind his 270-pound fullback in J.C. Copeland. But a pass play. Mettenberger in trouble, and Mettenberger will throw it, and he may have been across the line. It's incomplete. I think he was over the line. The 41-yard line was where the line of scrimmage was. He threw it from the 37. And the rule is it's a penalty only if your entire body is across the line of scrimmage. And it appeared that it was clearly 2 or 3 yards past the line.
Trying to take an aggressive shot on first down.
do a forward pass on the offense. The passer was beyond the line of scrimmage.
And you got to know where you are in the field. You can't make that mistake.
I mean, he's trying to make the black line as the line of scrimmage, and he's got to be completely, his entire body has to be over the line of scrimmage to make that point, and it was clear that that he was. Good call by the official.
2 yards. You just can't do that if you're Mettenberger. Again, these penalties by LSU are hard to explain.
Well, last week it was A&M that had 19 penalties. Now LSU has had some, certainly on defense, and now on offense.
Call a timeout.
LSU calls a timeout. They'll lead with 2. 37 seconds left in the half. Now with the trophy still up for grabs, the second half of the chase heads to Kansas. Brad Keselowski, Jimmy Johnson, Denny Hamlin are still 1, 2, 3, but Clint Boyer has jumped to 4th with only 5 races left. Kansas is next. The NASCAR Sprint Cup Series presented by Ram tomorrow at 1 on ESPN with Casey Kane on the pole.
These penalties for LSU, it's nothing different. Through the first 6 games of the year, they averaged 8 penalties a game and 2 turnovers. So it's been sloppy all year. Last week, certainly they got it going on the ground, but this has been a reoccurring theme for LSU, and the penalties have certainly hurt them. The only difference in this game are the 2 turnovers by A&M.
You're a quarterback. So if you're Zach Mettenberger, how do you not have a better sense of where? I mean, it's one thing to be close, but he was 2 yards over the line of scrimmage there when he threw the ball.
Well, I don't think that Mettenberger's ever trying to run the ball. So you would think that when you get close, he would slow down and try to maximize and give time to his receivers downfield. But it's hard, too, knowing where you are on the field and you get knocked around, bumped around down there.
So second down and long. It's a loss of down penalty. They sweep forward, and he's at the 35. Stepped out of bounds, but after he hugged the sideline and got about 2 yards away from the first down. So it'll bring up 3rd and short from just past the 32-yard line. But a good half for Michael Ford running the football for LSU.
Yeah, last week it was Jeremy Hill, downhill, big back, pounded. So far in this game, they found most effectiveness with Ford. I like getting him on the edge with speed because they've struggled inside the tackles to run the football.
Looking for their first 3rd down conversion. 3rd and 2. And Mettenberger to the air. And he's going to go deep. He threw it out of bounds. Why the play call? And then second, why do you throw it out of bounds? I mean, you're pounding the football. You're getting to the perimeter against this A&M defense as well.
I think they give him a run-pass check, to be quite honest with you. They had 9 guys up around the line of scrimmage and one-on-one coverage on the outside. Look at it. They're all 9 guys up here. It's one-on-one on the outside. And I think he checks to these plays. Now, if it were me, I would give him a run, and I'd say run it. There is no option.
So they're going on 4th down. Now, they got it last time with the Wildcat, with Ware in a quarterback. They're going to leave Mettenberger in here. They threw it on 3rd and 2. Let's see what they do here on 4th down.
Power look.
It's Hill, the true freshman, the tailback, and he'll get it. And he got the first down. Inside the 30. Clock will stop to reset the ball. LSU still with 2 timeouts. 22 seconds remaining. Check that, 1 timeout remaining for LSU. And Copeland is shaken up. Copeland got hurt last week. Let's take a look at this week's BCS standings, brought to you by Tostitos. We mentioned LSU is the top 1-loss team in the standings at number 6. South Carolina with a big one today against Florida. Of the top 10, who would you say going into the year you said there's no way they'd be in the top 10 of the first BCS standings? Oregon State? Is that the team that you picked?
Yeah, I mean, Oregon State certainly has been a great surprise with Mike Riley, Sean Manning, now Cody Vaz. I don't know that people thought that Notre Dame was going to be in the top of these standings, but certainly they have proven with their big wins over Michigan State, Michigan, now Stanford. But the game next week in Oklahoma is really going to judge their season.
And it's going to be interesting here. If LSU can win this game, they get a bye week, then they've got Alabama at home in Baton Rouge in 2 weeks. And remember, when they won the national championship in 2007, they did it with 2 losses. And the way the SEC is this year, Now, a lot depends, of course, on Oregon and some of these other teams in the Pac-12 and Notre Dame, but there's a good chance, just based on history, that you're going to have a one-loss team in the national title game. 22 seconds remaining. First down, Mettenberger flanked by Ware. And Mettenberger airing it out, overshot Landry again. And Mettenberger 4 of 15 passing now. 2nd and 10, 17 seconds left. They have a timeout.
That was a great opportunity. You had one of your best receivers in Landry matched up on a safety in man-to-man coverage, and Landry just couldn't separate. You got to create separation to make play.
Mettenberger hanging in the pocket, going deep again, and a diving attempt. It's caught. Boone with the touchdown, and LSU leads. 11 seconds left in the half. And a 29-yard strike. Mettenberger lobbing it out there for Boone, who gets his 4th touchdown grab.
Great play call, attacking the end zone, under 30 seconds left in the half. One guy had an opportunity, Landry on one side of the field against man-to-man. Then you give Boone an opportunity, and he does create the separation and makes a great play.
Point after makes it 14-12. 2 turnovers by A&M directly resulting in touchdowns for the Tigers.
Watch the double move. It's a slant and go. Trying to beat the safety. This ball is thrown perfectly from Zach Mettenberger. Lay out, make a play for your quarterback, put your team up just before halftime. Safety's got to be able to get over. When you run a double move like that, the safety Matthews has got to get over and make that play, but a perfectly thrown ball.
So, Brian, what's your message to your team if you're Kevin Sumlin? You dominated most of the first half. You were rolling on offense. Your defense was playing well, but you trailed.
Protect the football. We know that we can move the ball. That's what we found out against this vaunted LSU defense. We can move the ball on offense. We don't need to panic. Just play our game, but protect the football, and we'll be fine.
That's going to feel good for Mettenberger, too. Struggling in this game, struggling this year. It's his first touchdown pass in SEC competition, his 4th game. And maybe that'll help him regain some of that confidence that has been lost.
That's a big monkey off the back. You know, I know as a quarterback, when you get that touchdown pass, that first one against good competition, that's a big monkey off your back. And certainly Les Miles and LSU and all the faithful are hoping that that leads to a little bit more confidence for Zach Mettenberger. We talked with Greg Studrara, their offensive coordinator, last night, and I asked him about his confidence of his quarterback. He said he's never seen it better. I tended to disagree. Yeah. I don't think he had that kind of confidence, but that TD will help.
You and I had a hard time believing that one. Squid kick fielded by Hicks. He'll take a knee, so the offense will come on the field at the 29-yard line with 8 seconds left. We'll see if the Aggies take a knee or if they try to run a play here. Johnny Manziel has thrown for 169 yards, but an interception. He's only rushed for 23 yards on 10 attempts. And LSU's defense done a pretty good job against him here in the first. This turnover's huge by A&M. Manziel takes a knee, and that's the end of the first half, which LSU leads after the 2 turnovers in the final 5 minutes by Texas A&M. Les Miles standing by with Jen.
Thanks, Dave. Coach, a good comeback there. What adjustments did you make in the second quarter?
Well, it's just stuff we need to get on track. You know, we had some throws we'd like to have had back. You know, I mean, good throws. We just need to execute a little bit better. It's the same plan. You know, we just, again, need to do things we came here to do.
Well, momentum shift in your favor. How do you keep that going here for the second half of the game? Well,
again, we're going to mix it up, run and pass. Defense is going to play. You know, it takes a little bit of time against this offense to get your feet on the ground and understand. And hopefully at this point, defense is ready to play.
All right, thanks so much, Coach.
Thanks.
Dave.
Well, they definitely started to move the ball on offense. 81 rushing yards in that first half, and they have a 14-12 lead. So we go to the studio with Reese, Lou, and Mark.
Giving up double-figure leads was a problem for Texas A&M last season. We saw against Florida in the early part of the year, too, in A&M's first game. They had a lead against the Gators, couldn't hold it once, just what Les was talking about, once the defense sort of got used to seeing this offense. But despite the late strong finish by LSU's offense, you really felt like A&M's defense had LSU's receivers covered up pretty well in a good matchup for them.
Well, talking to Mark Snyder, the defensive coordinator at A&M, you have to stop what the other team does best. What does LSU do best? They run the ice out. They put 9 men up front, said you aren't going to run up inside. A&M stopped the inside run, then LSU had a little bit of success running wide. But the key is they're playing zero coverage. By zero coverage, I mean there's no safety. I call it a kamikaze coverage, or just hang on to your hat, folks. One of us fixing to score, either them or us, because you're gambling. No safety at all, and it came back to hurt them the last minute or so, but up till then, they'd done a great job. They took away what LSU likes to do first.
For LSU, I think there's just too many cooks in the kitchen offensively, because you look at this football team with Zach Mettenberger, the quarterback. He's 5 of 16 in the first half, and you can't just keep throwing the football and hope good things will happen. This is a running football offense. Run the football. Your offensive line averages 325 pounds. Their defensive front averages 275 pounds. You ran for almost 260 yards against South Carolina last week. That's your identity. Don't change. Don't get cute. Run the football.
You know what? I'll play Bobby Flay and jump in that kitchen for just a minute, too, until Mettenberger, I know he threw the touchdown pass late, until he gets a little more awareness where the line of scrimmage is, where the blitz is coming from. Run the ball.
Yeah,
right? Am I right?
Yeah, you're right. But here's the other thing that A&M is looking at. The receivers from LSU have dropped so many passes this year, and then they make the one great catch in the goal line.
Yeah, Boone made a great catch, and LSU does have the lead, 14-12 at the break. In the Big 12, some of Texas A&M's former conference mates, Iowa State and Oklahoma State. You remember the significance of this meeting in Ames last year. Guess who scores the first touchdown? Jeff Woody, who scored the game-winning touchdown for the Cyclones against the Pokes last year. It knocked them out of the national championship game.
Ooh. Halloween come early. Look at those orange uniforms.
Well, they've got like 30 to 40 different uniform combinations now. And it looks like they've got Pistol Pete on the helmet. I'm not sure I'm a huge fan of that getup that the Fighting Gundies are wearing. What do you think?
I wouldn't Boone you alone. You can wear anything you want.
That's right. J.W. Wallace to Charlie Moore. T-Boone. Maybe T-Boone's wearing all orange today, too. 17-10, Oklahoma State has the lead. This is Auburn and Vanderbilt. Wesley Tate, that's Golden Tate's brother, goes into the end zone. Touchdown, 7-0 Vanderbilt. It's a 7-3 game. This one was set up when James Franklin went for it on 4th down, deep in his own territory, less than a yard, didn't get it. Trey Mason scored. Auburn 10-10 at the half. Tigers don't win this one. They're going to have a hard time finding an SEC win this year. Still to come, halftime, 3 undefeated Big East teams, but all of a sudden, could it be that the Scarlet Knights have fallen into the Temple of Doom?
Why do I like this new Buick Verano? It lets me audible.
OnStar, how can I help you?
Check, 287, orange barrel, reroute.
Sending new route now, Mr. Manning.
My van. Phone call, Papa Bear, hut.
Hey, Peyton, just fired up the grill. Better hurry.
Tune XM60 Outlaw. If you don't know the innovative Verano, then you don't know Buick. It's like being on the field, just more luxury.
1,
2, 3. My credit card rewards are easy to remember.
With the Bank AmeriCard Cash Rewards credit card,
Earn 1% cash back everywhere, every time.
2% back on groceries.
3% on gas.
automatically. No annual fee, no hoops to jump through.
I earn more cash back on the things I buy most.
It's as easy as
2, 3.
The Bank AmeriCard Cash Rewards credit card. Apply online or at a Bank of America near you.
Rated M for mature. We hold these truths to be self-evident. Our right to freedom, our land, and our way of life. We will die for what we believe in. We cannot be stopped. We will never back down. Because a life without freedom is not a life worth living. us liberty or give us death.
Assassin's Creed 3. Get 4 exclusive Assassin's Creed 3 missions only on PlayStation 3.
PlayStation. Truth is, you're changing a position, and we can't trust what you're saying anymore.
But don't forget, Senator, 3 years ago, your policy was completely different. The fact is, you flip-flopped. Is that a bag of Tostitos?
I'm Tostitos, and I approve this.
Welcome back to the Lexus Halftime Report.
3 undefeated teams in the Big East: Rutgers, Cincinnati, and Louisville. Rutgers taking on Temple. Temple, you remember when they kicked Temple out of the Big East? Yep. You're not good enough to play with us, they said. Steve Adazio and friends, they've been beating people. Get a little good break there. Chris Coyer, it's a deflection, and Cody Booth caught it. 7-0. And Gary Nova is going to turn it over. Nova's had good run, but we're loose with the football here, Coach.
They did. It's the turnovers. Neither one of these teams turns the ball over very much, but they have today.
Rutgers turned it over a couple of times. There's Adazio all fired up. But in a 10-0 game, started the second half, Nova finds Tim Wright.
Terrific job on the pump fake. Got the defense to bite on it and just lays the ball in perfectly for the score.
All right, 10-7. Now, Temple, 3-2 overall, but they're undefeated in Big East play, so this is a battle for part of the lead in the Big East. Virginia Tech and Clemson, ACC doing the sportsmanship initiative, so they're shaking hands before they try to kick each other's teeth in. Logan Thomas to Corey Fuller.
A Logan Thomas sighting. Finally, offensively, they get going in the first half.
Do you know who Clemson is chasing in the ACC Atlantic Division? Who? Maryland.
No.
Maryland's the only undefeated team in the Atlantic. And Clemson, Logan Thomas fires high, and Jonathan Meeks is going to have a pick 6. He'll go 74 yards. Virginia Tech has already lost a conference game. If Florida State beats Miami and Duke beats Carolina, Clemson hangs on here. The Blue Devils leading the Coastal, fighting Cutcliffs. Wake Forest and Virginia. First quarter, no score. Josh Harris. How about Josh Harris, Coach?
He's just a tremendous athlete. Tell you, Wake Forest just is playing very, very well. Coach Grove's done a great job this year.
Phillip Sims at quarterback for Virginia. He dumps it underneath. That was a touchdown pass to Tim Smith, and Virginia's down 10-7. Wake Forest and Clemson playing on Thursday night, by the way. It's been a miserable start to the season for the Wahoos. We'll look ahead to the afternoon showdown in the SEC, Florida and South Carolina, when you come back to halftime.
This halftime report is presented by Lexus, introducing a stunning work of technology, the entirely new Lexus ES.
Introducing a reason to look twice. Introducing a stunning work of technology. The entirely new Lexus ES and the first ever ES Hybrid. This is the pursuit of perfection.
If you could step into the future of television, what would you find? New ways to share, new ways to explore, and new ways to stay in touch. The future begins now with the new Smart TV from Samsung.
And now on a stunning 75-inch screen with our biggest and best picture yet, the new 9000 series Smart TV from Samsung.
It doesn't get any better than endless shrimp at Red Lobster. You can mix and match all day.
Don't miss Red Lobster's endless shrimp, just $14.99. Try as much as you like, any way you like Parmesan crusted shrimp. Hurry in, offer ends soon.
I'm Ryan Isabel, and I see food differently.
Quentin Tarantino presents
Tonight, we'll see who's left standing and who's on their knees.
the new legends of Kung Fu.
I always take a gun to a knife fight.
The Man with the Iron Fists, rated R.
The Seminoles fight to stay in the BCS conversation, while the Bears and Longhorns face off in a Lone Star State battle. Saturday Night Football, Florida State, Miami, or Baylor, Texas, tonight at 8 Eastern on ABC. College football lives here.
Give me that, get it in.
Hey now! He's doing, what are you doing?
Wait, tomahawk chop.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that.
No, no, whoa.
Hey now, that's for real.
Hey, up and down again.
I know what's going on now. Corso and Herb Street, they're going to be the new RJ and J. Paul and Swamp People. Yeah, Corso just grabbed that. He grabbed that alligator. He's not afraid.
Herbie almost ran it off the set.
Well, Kirk was afraid of little Kirky Herbstreit too when he brought the rooster on the set when he picked South Carolina last week. That's a slate of games. See #1 Alabama on ESPN, Florida State, Miami on ABC, and tonight 10:30 Eastern on ESPN2. You'll be able to see Mike Riley's Beavers against Utah. Cody Vaz has been terrific in relief at quarterback. College football final will follow that. Now, it seems to me that we did a segment similar to the one that we're about to do last week where we would say South Carolina wins if. And my esteemed colleague, Dr. Lou, said South Carolina beats LSU if the bus makes it to the stadium. So apparently the Gamecocks walked to Death Valley last week. But now when they go into the swamp, South Carolina wins if.
The bus made it to the stadium, but the team did. South Carolina wins if they can run the football at least 100 yards. Marcus Lattimore is going to be critical in this game. Let's remember 2 years ago as a freshman, Steve Spurrier took them down to the swamp, and he rushed 40 times for 212 yards and 3 touchdowns. South Carolina has got to run the football. If they can run the football, it will help their defense, but more importantly, it helps Connor Shaw. Connor Shaw is averaging almost 60 yards a game rushing himself, but it all comes off because of Marcus Lattimore. Marcus Lattimore is not averaging but about 80 yards a game, predominantly because defenses have been geared to stop him, which has turned Connor Shaw loose. So South Carolina has to be able to run the ball tonight.
Okay, of course, Lattimore not expected to start, too, with that bruised hip, but expect that you're going to see him at some point during the game. Okay, so the flip side, Mighty Gators win if.
They do what they've done all season long, dominate at the line of scrimmage, and they've done it on offense and defense. Their offense last week rushed for over 300 yards against Vanderbilt, and they were missing 3 offensive linemen. And Jeff Driscoll, their quarterback, rushed for 177 yards, setting a record for quarterbacks rushing at Florida, and dare I say over Tim Tebow. And their defense has to stop the run. This is a defense, if you look at the South Carolina offense, was stuffed last week against LSU for 34 yards rushing. In this football game, if they do what they've done all season long at the point of attack, control the line of scrimmage and stop the run first, they will win the football game.
Now, Spurrier said this week the Gamecocks a little bit banged up, too. That includes Jadeveon Clowney. We'll see if the adrenaline from the atmosphere in the swamp. It's a really intriguing game in terms of taking control of the SEC East, whoever wins this game.
Yeah, but let's remember this. South Carolina was so emotional for Georgia. They were down against LSU. They will be back up for this game.
But their whole season rides on it. All of their goals gone. They're not going to win the SEC, and they'll be completely out of the national championship race if the Gators win. Completely different story if the Gamecocks can find a way to win on the road. Started off very well for Texas A&M as Preston Michael goes in, but LSU has regained the leads, 14-12.
Ally Bank, why they have a Raise Your Rate CD.
Tonight, our guest, Thomas Sargent, Nobel laureate in economics and one of the most cited economists in the world. Professor Sargent, can you tell me what CD rates will be in 2 years?
No.
If he can't, no one can. That's why Ally has a Raise Your Rate CD. Ally Bank. Your money needs an ally.
Crisp, clean, refreshing. 7-Up.
Cowhide dries out. So does your man hide. Regular Men's body wash can dry out your skin. Only Dove Men Plus Care has micro moisture to fight skin dryness, so that man hide of yours stays clean and moisturized. Skincare built in.
Tired.
Hey everybody, let's have some fun. The time is right, the party's just begun. Let the good times roll. Go ahead and let the good times roll.
Get rolling with $199 a month for a Focus, or get 0 for 60 on Fusion or Focus. Only at your Southern Quality Ford dealer.
How do you get free HD? Who's got the fastest internet? Which phone service is most reliable? Well, at Charter, we've been making serious improvements to our TV, phone, and internet service. So over the next few months, we'll be looking at all your different choices, comparing features and prices, and explaining how Charter stacks up against the competition in internet speed, free HD, guaranteeing your satisfaction, and more. Try Charter. It's smarter.
Here's Elliott Sadler. He has 4 wins on the NASCAR Nationwide Series this season. We're going to take you to Kansas as soon as football's over. They'll drop the green about 3:30 Eastern time and get you ready with a little pre-race show. Although I would say that pre-race show's in jeopardy with that long first half at A&M and LSU play. Purdue and Ohio State. Remember that meeting Urban Meyer had with his defense? It's absurd, the number of big plays we're giving up.
Those players should have been awake.
You know how many plays it took Purdue to go 83 yards?
How many?
First snap.
Ouch.
Caleb Turbush to Akeem Shavers. But later in the quarter, after the extra point was missed, Braxton Miller.
Just tremendous effort here. He is really running the ball so well, but that's mainly all they have on offense.
How many times do you see it? Some dude named Akeem scores a long touchdown on the first snap of the game. Then another dude named Akeem later takes a kickoff back.
First time for me.
Akeem Hunt going 100 yards in the kickoff. And in the second half, on ABC, Purdue trying to give Ohio State its first loss. This is a great trophy game. Paul Bunyan's Axe, Wisconsin and Minnesota. James White going in.
Terrific job of blocking downfield play. James White has such quick feet, he's not going to be denied if he gets close to the goal line.
Philip Nelson's going to find Brandon Green. Lou, when you coached at Minnesota, you won the Axe, didn't you?
Both years. We're 2-2.
And didn't have a little trouble locating said Axe at one point?
I want to tell you, they brought the Axe in. We didn't even know they played for it. It would have been so long. Nobody on our team had ever heard of it.
White went in again. Now, James White having a good day. 100 yards rushing, Wisconsin. Bielema rolling toward that Big Ten championship game. Might not be much in his way either before it's over. LSU and Texas A&M second half is coming. Bayou Bengals up by a deuce.
This halftime report is presented by Lexus, introducing a stunning work of technology, the entirely new Lexus ES.
The first look is only the beginning. Introducing a stunning work of technology. Introducing the entirely new Lexus ES and the first ever ES Hybrid. This is the pursuit of perfection.
I'm a streaker. I'm 300 pounds, painted blue, and apart from the cleats, I'm completely naked.
Go State!
Oops. And if you've got cut rate insurance, they might not pay for this. So get Allstate. You can save cash and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Mayhem is everywhere, so get an Allstate agent. Are you in good hands?
Why should our wallets tell us what our favorite color is? Every room deserves to look great, and every footstep should tell us we made the right decision. So when we can feel our way through the newest, softest, and most colorful options across every possible price range, our budgets won't keep picking the style. We will. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot. Right now, get $37 basic installation on all special order carpet.
Welcome back to college football on ESPN, presented by Cars.com.
If you want some, go get some. If you want some, go get some.
Texas A&M. And Manziel hit. And they come. Mettenberger in trouble. No chance. Touchdown. Mettenberger hanging in the pocket, going deep again, and a diving attempt. It's caught. And that touchdown pass for Mettenberger gives LSU the lead as we welcome you back to the SEC on ESPN. The Tigers trailed for about a quarter and a half, but they lead by 2 as we get you ready for the third quarter with Brian Greasy. I'm Dave Pasch. Jen Brown in a moment. Well, Brian, for about a quarter and a half, Texas A&M dominated. Now, the turnovers helped for LSU, but what other adjustments did the Tigers make in the second quarter?
Well, I felt like defensively they went from a 4-down line to a 3-man line, and it made a huge difference in playing the perimeter of the field. Watch the 4-down line. You're going to see 4 guys here. What this does is doesn't allow an opportunity for LSU to get to the perimeter. So they throw the ball out, get a couple of blocks on the perimeter, and a nice game for A&M. Now, look, now there's 3 guys, and you've got 4 guys playing defense to the perimeter. A much different look, something that LSU has not done yet this year, but they get more athletic players on the field that can get out to the perimeter and make plays on the screens in the perimeter game of A&M. Question is now, how will A&M adjust to this different look? Against Florida, Florida defensively made the adjustments at halftime and really stymied Johnny Manziel in the second half. LSU made them after the first quarter, and now A&M's had an opportunity to go in at halftime and make some adjustments.
Bertolet will kick off. Michael Ford, who had that touchdown run that you saw, is deep along with Landry. Kickoff into the wind, but it's deep. And it will come out of the 25 for LSU as we check in with Jen.
Certainly windy down here. Well, if you guys remember that Coach Sumlin told us yesterday that Johnny Manziel has a tendency to get down on himself if he makes some mistakes. So I asked him what he said to him in the half. He said, look, just settle down. This is a real football game. LSU is very proud. We need to go out there, just complete drives, but really just settle down.
And that's what we talked about in the first half, the adversity. How will he handle it? And there was a fumble on an extra effort attempt by Molina that led to that second LSU touchdown. We'll have to wait to see Manziel, though. It's Mettenberger coming off a confidence-building touchdown pass. Throwing on first down to Beckham, who can't get away from the defender. A gain of only 1. Dustin Harris brings him down. Let's look at our first half stats. Again, in the first quarter, all A&M. Second quarter, relatively even, but the turnovers costly. And LSU still without a third down conversion, yet the lead.
They're very fortunate.
They pitch it to Ware, trying to get the angle on the outside, and he's dumped by Howard Matthews. So third down coming up. A&M trying to get momentum back with a 3-and-out on defense to get it into the hands of Manziel.
It's a big first possession for Texas A&M's defense, though. They gave up 2 late scores in the first half. I'm sure they got a talking to at halftime from their head coach, Kevin Sumlin, but a big 3rd and 8 coming up.
You wonder, Devontre Moore, is he 100%? We saw him get shaken up earlier, and LSU has been able to move the ball a little bit more since he got hurt.
There he is. 3rd and 8 is his down.
They block him with 3 guys, and Mettenberger has time. Now the pocket breaks down. Mettenberger gets rid of it to Hill. And Hill spilled shy of the first down. He almost got it. Devontre Moore on the tackle downfield. It's 4th down. LSU will kick it.
Great effort by Moore. You said it. He got blocked by 3 guys, but he did not give up on the play. He kept coming. Durasic had him first, then Collins. Mettenberger does a nice job extending this play, but watch the effort by Moore to run down the back. He got that tackle, and that's been the difference that Kevin Sumlin has told us about Devontre Moore. Last year he was a pass rusher. This year he is a complete player.
Brad Wing punting. Harris is dangerous. 3 career punt returns for touchdowns. And he gets knocked down from behind at the 26-yard line by Deion Jones. Time now for our Aflac trivia question. An SC team has been ranked first in 11 consecutive BCS standings. What was the last non-SEC team ranked number 1?
Well, you say 11 standings. That's going to take you all the way back because it's only half the year. That's going to take you all the way back. You figure to 2010 in the middle part of the year. And Oregon was pretty good back then.
Not USC because they were on probation and eligible.
Probation, yeah. That's a good question.
So you don't have a guess. That's what you're saying. Manziel setting up the screen, and Barrow all over it. He drops Kristen Michael after a gain of 1.
Hey, man, I'm just trying to keep up with this fast-paced A&M offense. Now you're throwing questions at me. I'm trying to think back in history. I'll go with Oregon. How about that? What do you got?
Well, I said that to our crew, and they kind of shook their head. They didn't tell me the answer, but I didn't get the sense, unless they're lying to me, which is possible.
I'll be the GOAT. Okay.
2nd and 9. Manziel flushed out, but hard to get away from those LSU speed ends. Mingo was there first, and then Logan, the defensive tackle, chases him out. Loss on the play. Manziel probably should have just thrown that as he got to the sideline.
Boy, take a look at Kiki Mingo here. He's got a bead on him. He's playing it perfectly, not rushing. I'm just keeping my outside shoulder free. There he goes. Now can I catch him? Oh. Tried to tell you guys, this guy's pretty fast.
Yeah. Should have thrown it, though. Now you're 3rd and 13 instead of 3rd and 9. He has not been able to scramble today against LSU. Manziel in trouble, being chased, and running around in the backfield trying to make a play. Makes a man miss at the 25, at the 30, and Johnny Football got the first down. That's what the Kyle Field faithful have come to love about the redshirt freshman.
Of all the great runs he's had this year, this one might be the best. He was dead to rights 3 times. Not only that, it wasn't a defensive tackle at him dead to rights. It was Micah Eugene, a corner. He couldn't catch him.
Michael on the carry, banged down at the 40-yard line by Minter and Rasco. Well, Manziel is an interesting player because he's not big, about 6 feet tall, maybe 200 pounds. That's what he's listed at. He was originally committed to Oregon. And imagine that. They were using 2 quarterbacks on plays against Arizona State. What if they had Manziel? Maybe 3. Put him in receiver, put him in running back. Here's Michael again trying to pick a hole. Nice patience and cutback. Got to the 44 for 4 yards. 3rd down and short.
Cliff Kingsbury was telling us yesterday he thinks he's the best player on the field no matter what the position. He thinks he could go play the receiver position and do that, play quarterback, whatever you ask him to do, running back. He's just that confident. And when you have that kind of confidence, you don't want to give up on any play. And on that last conversion, you can see why.
3rd and 3. Manziel breaks a tackle, being chased by Montgomery, and they had contained there. Loston was going to make sure he did not get outside of him. And Loston made the play. 4th down and a punt coming.
Take a look at how Minter, the middle linebacker, number 46, he stays, keeps his reads, then gets out. LeVar Edwards gets out there. That's just good team defense. They're not attacking right now, LSU. They are reacting, and I think it's working for him. If you attack Johnny Manziel, he's going to crease you and hurt you. If you react to him, you've got a chance to rally to the football and get him on the ground.
A&M leads the nation in net punting. They haven't punted a whole lot. Only 21 times coming into today. Epperson gets it away. And Beckham, the deep man. And that hit a Texas A&M player around the 24-yard line. So that's where the Aggies will have the ball. 14-12, early 3rd. LSU on top.
I love the car. $12,000 and it's yours.
Show me the Carfax. It's for you.
It had frame damage.
$6,000. What do you got there, spy cam?
Nope, he's got a Carfax. Just say, show me the Carfax. Get yours now at Carfax.com.
AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network, now covering 3,000 more 4G cities and towns than Verizon. AT&T, rethink possible.
This is the story of Charlotte and the disappearing stars. Charlotte liked the stars better than probably anything, even the cool, sophisticated Billy Pierce. But one day, Charlotte's stars vanished. What feats of incredible power could bring them back to her? Suddenly, a gift appeared. The 30 billion stars she so missed.
Happy holidays, Charlotte.
I'm Billy Pierce, and I gave Charlotte back the stars. Ultrabook, inspired by Intel, with Intel Core processors.
On October 26th.
Yesterday, my life was headed in one direction. Today, it is headed in another. together.
Cloud Atlas, rated R, starts October 26th.
One appetizer and 2 entrees for $20 is a crazy deal. And the competition to make the menu is crazy fierce. You can taste the tension in the room.
How did you get in here?
New Southwest flavors, now part of Applebee's 2 for $20. See you tomorrow.
It's the cornerstone of athletic success, passed down from generation to generation, taught by example and learned by practice. It's how we respond to challenge and opportunity, how we celebrate victory and bounce back from defeat. On every field in the SEC, we play to win, but treat each other with respect. Sportsmanship. Own it, live it, pass it on.
Here's the answer to the Aflac trivia question. Which non-SEC team was last ranked #1 in the BCS standings? I guess it's Oregon, right? Even though our crew shook their head. Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Oh, they tried to throw us off.
I couldn't think of anybody else. Hey, at least you took a shot at it.
Yeah. They'll hear about that after the game.
Kenny Hilliard is in the game at tailback. They rotate 4 guys. Mettenberger to throw on first down. And going deep, taking another shot. And again, it's overthrown. This one intended for Beckham. We've seen several overthrows by Mettenberger, who's now 7 of 19 passing.
I understand why taking some shots at the end of the first half to try to get a touchdown before you go in. But you come out in the second half now, you've got to start establishing who you are and what you do. Talked all week about getting back to who you are as an offensive lineman, as an offense, and that's running the football. And on first down, you throw a ball downfield. It's a very low percentage play.
Mettenberger throwing on second down and going deep again and overthrown again, intended for Shepard. So now it's third and 10, and he's forced to throw again.
Well, I got to be honest. I don't think I've ever seen 2 of the same play calls back-to-back trying to throw the ball down the field like that. They must see something they like against a specific corner. But Dustin Harris is playing well on the outside, and Mettenberger has not proven that he can throw the ball accurately down the field.
Well, maybe they're trying to get him going. They feel like, okay, he's got some of that confidence back.
That's not how you get a quarterback going. You don't get a quarterback going by attempting the most difficult pass there is. And right now, he's not been very accurate.
0 for 8 on third down. It's 3rd and 10. Another pass play. Mettenberger grab and able to get away from Moore. No whistle, and then he throws it away. Moore, who is seeking his 2nd sack of the day, has been hobbled, but fighting through it. Almost got Mettenberger, but a 3-and-out nonetheless.
Well, Moore was nicked up a week ago in the La Tech game, played over 100 snaps in that game. They were worried about his conditioning and about his legs, but he has come out and played well so far. Couldn't get him on the ground there. That was a good effort by Mettenberger, at least saving 10, 12 yards.
Brad Wing, who struggled punting the ball last week, has had a great day, and he booms this one. Harris along the sideline fields it and steps out at the 21-yard line.
Hey, it's Sandra from accounting.
Peter.
I can see that you're busy, but you were going to help us crunch the numbers for accounts receivable today? I mean, I know that this is important.
Well, both are important.
They are.
Let's get clear.
But this is important too.
The receivables.
Michelin knows it's better for Xerox to help manage their finance processing, so they can focus on keeping the world moving. With Xerox, you're ready for real business.
Hello.
Hello.
What do you know about these?
Well, the Furby can actually dance to your kids' music.
My kids have a lot of music.
And the iText Discover map has this cool 3D iPhone app.
They'd be so happy if I could get both.
Well, you could put them on layaway and pay a little at a time.
Done and done. He shoots, he scores! Touchdown!
Strike!
Shop now. Get the hottest toys on your list today, like Furby and the iText Discover map. Then put it on layaway so you have more time to pay. Walmart.
No matter the city, the drug business is always booming.
We getting dollars out here. It's a very well-run business.
This season of Drugs Inc. gives you inside access to the places that experience the most record highs.
Doctors, lawyers, police officers.
And devastating lows.
Trying to get some money.
Looking for shards of meth. Every fix.
I went right to heroin.
Every angle. On the all-new season of Drugs Inc. Premieres Sunday at 9 on the National Geographic Channel.
The 3D experience comes home. Your moment to discover Blu-ray 3D is now. Avatar. Own it today.
Energizer Max batteries are designed to hold power for up to 10 years. With the help of Power Seal technology, you'll always have power when you need it most. That's positive energy.
Dave Pash, Brian Greasy, Jen Brown in College Station. LSU on top as we continue Dr. Pepper's road to the championships. Texas A&M got a touchdown on his first drive, but missed the extra point. That wasn't the only miscue that the Aggies had. They got a touchdown on this beautiful throwback to Molina, but you see the chop block right there at the 25-yard line, so it comes back. And then Manziel with an interception. LSU got a touchdown there, and then Molina fumbles towards the end of the half, and with 11 seconds left, LSU takes the lead for the first time. 14-12, the Tigers on top. A game certainly with SEC championship implications, and for LSU, national title implications. They're the highest one-loss team in the BCS standings at number 6. They still play Alabama at home after a bye week. They've got Mississippi State at home. Should be a huge road win if they can get it. But Johnny Manziel has a lot of time, and he completes it here to McNeil, who dives forward for a couple on the play. Knocked down by Kevin Minter.
Question is, can Texas A&M find the answer to the adjustments that LSU has made after the first touchdown drive and field goal drive? The last 6 drives, they've forced 2 turnovers, and they haven't given up any points. So it's been an adjustment that has worked for LSU on defense.
Starting safety Craig Lawson shaken up. While we have a moment, let's head to the studio and check in with Reese Davis.
All right, Dave, Sports Center right now presented by Discover Card. Rutgers has established control. They were down 10-0 to Temple. Gary Nova to Juwan Jamison. This kid has been spectacular. Workhorse, they give it to him and ball never gets heavy. Runs it in for a touchdown. Nova has thrown 3 touchdown passes. This one to Mark Harrison, and now the Scarlet Knights appear to be on their way to remaining undefeated, up 21-10 on the Owls now in the 3rd.
Well, the Big East has taken a lot of heat, but you got Rutgers and Louisville unbeaten, as Lofton has helped off the field. Syracuse last night with a big win at home against Connecticut.
Says the Syracuse alum.
And the Coach P Bowl, Paul Pasqualoni's return to Syracuse. Cincinnati is having a good year, undefeated. And the Big East looking good so far, and there's some big games in November in that league.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the team to beat there is Louisville. You know, with the quarterback and Teddy Bridgewater, and the defense under Charlie Strong. I think they're the one to beat in that Big East.
Yeah, when that Arkansas job comes open, I think Charlie Strong has got to be a candidate. He's been in the SEC, he knows the SEC, and he's done a great job in his first head coaching job at Louisville. They were down there when Crackthorpe had the job, currently an assistant here with LSU. And after Petrino had so much success there before leaving for the NFL for half a season. 2nd and 7. Manziel dumps it off to Mike Evans and trying to fight his way forward. Barrow and Simon team up on the tackle, so 3rd down coming up. Evans has been productive today, 64 receiving yards on 5 catches. It's 3rd and 2.
They love Ryan Swope in this scenario. He's lined up right here in the slot. Looks like he's got man-to-man coverage as well.
4 catches for Swope on the day. And they'll hand it off. LSU not expecting that. The straight handoff to Molina, who fumbled in the first half. And a big play here of about 16 yards to the 45.
Lamine Barrow was trying to come on the blitz, and he just looped over the top of the center, which opened up a huge hole for Michael.
They fake it this time. Manziel going to the sideline. What a throw! Evans with a great catch, got his foot down. But how about Manziel with another accurate toss?
The basketball player, Evans, 6'5", goes up and gets this ball, and great body awareness. Come down inbounds.
Caught it with one hand. And then a run play by Molina on 1st down, doesn't get much, maybe a yard. A&M in LSU territory, trailing by 2. Evans with 42 catches on the year. Certainly making a case for all SEC. We talk about Manziel, but Evans is over 600 yards receiving halfway through the season. He's a redshirt freshman like Manziel. 2nd and 9. Manziel will throw on a bullet that Evans couldn't catch, and it's picked off. Intercepted by Minter. It was thrown perfectly. I don't know if it hit the hip of Evans or what, but it went high in the air and intercepted. The 3rd turnover by Texas A&M since the 5-minute mark of the 2nd quarter.
Dave, this is the same play Evans caught earlier in the game and made a nice play and conversion. Just took his eye off the ball. And you want to talk about adversity. A&M now 3 turnovers in this game. This is just focus. Seeing the ball into your hands, not worried about getting hit in the middle of the field, but sometimes young receivers, as good as he is, inexperience sometimes leads to these mistakes.
And an opportunity now for LSU with the ball at its 40-yard line to continue to pound the football. And they've got Ware in as the Wildcat quarterback. Horrible snap, but Ware scoops and gets positive yardage to the 45. A 5-yard pickup. Boy, the way LSU's defense has stepped up, if they can get a touchdown, that's really going to put pressure on Manziel and company.
Well, and Manziel's got to keep his head up. He's got to go up and down the line of scrimmage, up and down the sideline there and say, listen, we're okay. They've been in this situation before, unfortunately, with the Ole Miss game turning over 6 times and coming back and winning. I don't think they're going to lose confidence. They just need to have better focus, all 11 guys on offense, to not turn the ball over.
Ware again at quarterback. And Ware tracked down by maybe the only guy for A&M that can get him. Demontre Moore. It's a loss on the play. They had Mettenberger lined up at receiver, and it looked like Ware faked the pass and then took off.
Well, the play there was made as well by Jonathan Mathis, number 92, getting up the field, which forced Ware to cut back prematurely, and then the pursuit by Demontre Moore on the weak side got it.
Demontre Moore last year played that joker position in the 3-4, Von Miller's position at A&M. He's transitioned to a down lineman in this new defense, and he's been terrific, one of the best defensive linemen in the country. 3rd and 7. Mettenberger throws complete. First down catch made by James Wright into A&M territory for a 9-yard gain.
Boy, that's too easy. When you have a quarterback that's struggling throwing the ball, you want to challenge DeShazer Everett way off of Wright, the wide receiver. A nice throw and a good catch, but A&M's got to challenge LSU receivers on the outside. They've already shown that they can cover them down the field. There's no reason to be worried about coming up and playing them in press coverage.
That's their first 3rd down conversion. They did convert on 4th down twice in the 2nd quarter. Hill straight ahead. Bounces off tacklers and finally spun down at the 40. 8-yard gain. LSU start to lean on A&M now.
Well, we saw it last week against South Carolina, starting to get this power running game going in the 2nd half, and Jeremy Hill is the one they like to use.
2nd and short. There's that power with the pitch, and Hill has the first down. Steven Jenkins, who missed last week's game due to suspension, gets the tackle.
Big reason why that power running game was so successful for Les Miles a week ago was their efficiency on 1st down. They were getting big chunks on the ground on 1st down, so they didn't have to worry about 3rd and long situations. They just converted on 2nd down and 3rd down and short. If they're going to be able to establish that run game, I think that's a key for them. They've tried to throw the ball so much in this game where they've been behind.
They've had 24 run plays and 22 pass plays. Mettenberger is 8 of 22, 83 yards, but he does have a touchdown, his first in SEC competition. They go out of the eye again, and Mettenberger will pitch it. Hill running downhill inside the 35 for about 4 yards. Actually, it's Hilliard on the carry. So 2nd and 6 coming up, but 4 yards on 1st down.
Yeah, that's a good run. 4 yards is a good run on 1st down because you can come back, get another 4, and then you're in a 3rd and 2 situation, which LSU feels really good about converting on a downhill run.
And this Kyle Field crowd, which was roaring and a press box swing in the 1st half, has been much more quiet here in the 3rd quarter. offset eye here with Hilliard, the back. Mettenberger pointing with his left hand to the right, and that's where the play is run, and Hilliard wrapped up after minimal gain. Now, can't the defense see that, Brian, when the quarterback with his left hand points behind him to his right? Isn't that an indicator for the defense?
He's not necessarily pointing where that ball is going to go. He's pointing, or he's alerting the backs behind him as to what his check was. Could have been a run-pass check, and he just gives them a number behind his back to say 1 or 2, 1 pass, 2 run. So he's communicating to the backs behind him because a lot of times they can't hear him in a loud venue.
3rd and 6, and they'll keep it on the ground with Hill. And maybe LSU thinking 4 downs here. Hilliard dropped after a gain of a yard, so 4th down and 5. How do you handle this? It's about a 50-yard field goal. Alleman's long this year is 44, so it would appear to be out of his range, but we'll see what LSU does. There is wind. Actually, they're going to bring...
they're going to try a field goal. Yeah.
Try a field goal. They do have Ware on the field. Beware of a fake. We have not seen the Hatter have any trick plays.
Now they have illegal substitution, going to push him back 5 yards, and I don't know that they attempt this.
I don't know if Spencer Ware is normal.
Substitution infraction, number 44, offense, 5-yard penalty, remains 4th down.
I don't know if Spencer Ware is normally the wing on the field goal team. Maybe that was the mix-up, that he's normally not in, and they're running a trick play, so they put Ware in. And you saw another guy then run out of the huddle.
Well, you're trying to anticipate a trick from the hat. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to look up the sleeves.
Oh, now you're at 55 yards here.
All right, we're on alert.
That's 4th and 10. Allen on 4th and 10. Has the wind at his back. This has the leg, but it is wide to the right. So it'll be great field position for A&M after the missed 54-yard field goal try. It remains 14-12 LSU.
Monday Night Football. Lions, Bears, 8:30 on ESPN and Watch ESPN.
Been shopping, so smart. Cash back with your Freedom Card. Getting cash back on what? Close shave and haircut. Fan for the ceiling. You're gonna cool off that hound. Tonight you gotta get your cash back on new slacks. Use Freedom on lunch with Jack. Everybody get, everybody get.
Get your cash back. Chase Freedom.
In-state rivals clash. Florida State fights to stay in the BCS conversation as E.J. Manuel leads the Seminoles' high-octane offense against the Hurricanes, while the Longhorns battle to get back on track when they face prolific passer Nick Florence and Baylor. Saturday Night Football, presented by Windows 8, Florida State Miami, or Baylor, Texas, tonight at 8 Eastern on ABC. College football lives here.
Today's charter tip: 4 DVRs are better than 1. We all love to record shows and rewind live TV, but with multiple TVs, 1 DVR might not be enough. That's why Charter makes it easy to get multiple DVRs. For just $19.99 a month, you can get 4 DVRs. Then you can pause, rewind, and record on each TV in the house. DVR Bliss. Another way Charter gives you more. Learn about DVRs and other Charter benefits at charter.net/tips.
Is your retirement soaring through the sky? Or is it melting away? It's time to call Burns Estate Planning and Retirement Services. Burns Estate Planning for a more secure retirement.
ESPN College Football, brought to you by Xerox. With Xerox, you're ready for real business.
A missed 54-yard field goal by LSU gives Texas A&M the football at its 37-yard line. Manziel has struggled of late. 2 interceptions since the end of the second quarter. 3 turnovers. Although the last interception really not his fault. It was on Mike Evans, the receiver. Manziel with a quick throw to Swope. And he's out near the 42 for a handful. Minter on the stop. And Swope a little slow to get up.
He took a weird hit. He was going down, and then he got hit on his back, and it looked like his legs flipped up. He needs to come out and catch his breath, take an assessment of all the body parts, see if they're still there.
What a terrific player, though. Last year, over 1,200 receiving yards, 89 catches from Ryan Tannehill. 2nd and 5. Here's Michael, and a good job on the outside. Got some excellent blocks out there. Lofton is back in the game, made the tackle, but it's an A&M first down.
You said it. They get the edge with Michael, and he's got the speed to get to the outside and right back over the football.
And Michael again, dragged down from behind. Micah Eugene and Chancey Agayeri from behind on the tackle.
Micah Eugene has played this entire game pretty much since the start of the 2nd quarter. He's been the adjustment. They take out that defensive lineman, and Micah Eugene is the one that comes in to make plays on Johnny Manziel. They feel like he has the speed and the awareness to react to the speed of Manziel.
He was showing blitz there. And here he comes. Manziel throws with coverage on Swope. Incomplete. Let's check in with Reese.
All right, guys, let me get you up to date on what's going on with Ohio State and Purdue. Caleb Turbush down 14-13 out to Gary Bush. He's going to go in to score. Purdue has a 20-14 lead, but the news is that Braxton Miller knocked out of this game, carried out on a cart. We'll get you up to date when we find out something.
Oh, wow. That is Ohio State's best player, one of the best players in the country. 3rd and 9 for A&M. Manziel with time and overthrew Swope. It's 4th and 9. 7th time Texas A&M has been in Tiger territory. Only 12 points to show for it, and they will punt and try to pin LSU deep, but they'll be punting into the wind here.
Johnny Manziel looks like he was expecting something else from Ryan Swope. Last two passes he was targeting Swope, and Swope took a big hit on 1st down and didn't look to have the kind of speed or separation he normally does.
Good kick by Epperson. It hung in the air, and no fair catch signal. And an immediate tackle at the 11-yard line. Beckham is saying he called for a fair catch, but there's no penalty flag. Unless he called for it. If you call for it, you can't catch it and then run, or it's an offensive penalty. The officials are talking about it. It's hard to tell whether he signaled for it or if he was just trying to shade himself from the sun.
You have got to get the hand above the head and wave it back and forth for it to be a fair catch signal, and I would not qualify that as a fair catch signal.
They threw the flag. They threw the flag, so that's big. That's going to back LSU up inside the 10.
Had a delay of game on the receiving team. The catch receiver gave a signal and then attempted to run. 5-yard penalty, 1st down, timeout.
Again, a foolish penalty by LSU, and that's kind of been the story today, but they have a 2-point lead on A&M.
We the people
We'll pick the perfect hotel.
with everything in walking distance.
And shrimp. In reaching distance.
We will stay in the theater district.
The big, naked Greek people district.
And we will have sand in places we never had sand before.
Book your perfect hotel in the perfect spot with ultra-fast Orbitz mobile apps and save up to 50% with mobile-only deals. Orbitz. Take vacation back.
I'm launching a hotspot. You ready?
Share everything by turning your smartphone into a mobile hotspot for up to 8 Wi-Fi enabled devices at no extra charge, like the new Droid Razr M by Motorola, only $99.99.
Check out BCS Countdown tomorrow night on ESPN and ESPNU starting at 8:30 on ESPN. And then on ESPNU at 9, after the dust settles, we break down the key wins and losses and discuss their impact on the standings. Alabama, number 1 in the BCS standings, plays tonight against Tennessee on ESPN at 7. We've got the number 6 team in the BCS standings, LSU, on the road, leading the number 18 team, Texas A&M, by 2. But the Tigers, for the second time today, starting a drive at their 6-yard line after the delay of game penalty. And they run it straight ahead and out to the 8-yard line is Michael Ford. I want to mention this story only because it's in the news again. That'd be Tyrann Mathieu kicked off the team in August. There was a Sports Illustrated report this week stating he allowed his image to be used in promo videos for a club, and he also may have received benefits, and that it's possible that other players on LSU were involved. First things first, Mathieu denied that report. And then also Les Miles telling us yesterday they're comfortable that none of the other players were involved, or at least a player that might have been involved, Anthony Johnson, said that he never authorized usage of it and that he told them to stop, because if you're aware of that going on and you don't do anything about it, then your eligibility is in question. But this has raised eligibility questions for Mathieu for next season, as Trey Turner, the right guard, is down. And Mathieu also has the opportunity to go to the NFL. Don't know where he'd get drafted. Probably not a first-round pick.
Yeah, bad situation. And
well, I think the other thing too, Brian, about the article that the writers were trying to state is where Mathieu is now. That he's come a long way, meeting with John Lucas, that he's taking care of himself mentally and physically. As Trey Turner's down, they're already missing their starting right guard, Josh Williford, who's out with a concussion. Now Turner is down, so we'll see who comes in.
Big. This is big because Josh Williford being out, not even making the trip. You've got Turner is right here, and right there. Sorry, something happened. Something looks like something got. I don't know what happened to him, but now Elliot Porter, number 55, who is a sophomore, will come in, who hasn't played at all this year.
And hopefully Trey Turner's okay. Yeah, Porter started a game against Idaho at center. He's playing guard right now. 2nd and 6, final minute of the 3rd quarter. They'll keep it on the ground with Ford, and he's grabbed from behind. A gain of 1. Howard Matthews, the safety down there, making the play. It brings up 3rd down.
That's the 9th guy up in the box. Howard Matthews, he's a safety. Take a look. He's right here. He's just going to come around and beat the block. You can't account for that guy. And everybody says, why is LSU throwing the ball so much? Why don't they just run it? That's why. You got a 9th guy up there. You don't have 9 guys to block. And if you don't do that, if you don't throw the ball and get those safeties back, that's what's going to happen.
LSU has to snap the ball. See the difference in the game and play clocks. And on 3rd down, it's almost intercepted. Stewart knocking it away.
That's a great play by Stewart. They tried to run a double move with the tight end, Jacobs. He played it perfectly. Take a look. Don't let him get upfield. Then get your eyes around to the quarterback and make the play.
Everybody remembers the play. But what about the strategy? The teamwork? The execution? That is logistics. And that is what we do.
Silent Hill Revelation. This Friday, 5 Steps to Hell. 4 Rings of Terror. 3 Dimensions of Fear. 2 worlds colliding.
You should never have come.
All in the one movie. You can't miss this Halloween.
Go to hell!
Silent Hill Revelation 3D. Rated R.
Holding on to his knee and down. passion, the pride, the perseverance, the commitment to get cash benefits directly to you when you can really use the money to help pay bills. Like when you're hurt.
Thanks. I needed that.
Aflac, an official partner of the Heisman Trophy.
Rated M for mature. As our weapons failed, our hiding places diminished. And they drew nearer. We turned to hope. But she had fled. Resident Evil 6. Available now.
Get new game content first on Xbox Live.
The NASCAR chase for the Sprint Cup at Kansas tomorrow at 1 on ESPN.
College football in high definition is presented by Vizio.
Start of the fourth quarter. The home of the 12th man, College Station. Kyle Field with A&M down 2, ready to get the ball back. Wing punting into the wind, and it checks up. And A&M will start in LSU territory at the 49. Here's Jen Brown.
Thanks, Dave. Well, after that last offensive series, A&M's Ryan Swope came off to the sideline. He was complaining about his cleats. He got the equipment managers to bring over 2 new pairs. He's definitely switched those out. Now, David Beatty, the wide receiver coach, got in the face of his receivers. He said, who is going to make a play? Who's going to do it? Because if we lose this game, it is on us. Really trying to challenge him here.
Well, certainly Manziel needs some help. He's made some plays. He's also made some mistakes. He had a drop by Evans, which was deflected and picked off.
Well, Cliff Kingsbury wanted to find out how good the third and fourth corners for LSU were. Could they cover our guys in man-to-man coverage? And I think he's finding out that those reserves at LSU are pretty good, too.
No touchdowns for Johnny Manziel today. Going to throw here, and a dangerous pass that's pulled in by Swope. How did Manziel complete that? To the 35 for 13 yards. Wow.
How did Manziel complete it, and how did Ryan Swope catch it? Oh, that is great concentration by Swope. The best hands on the team by far, and makes a play after didn't need new shoes to catch that ball.
Yeah. As Jen said it, though, somebody had to step up, and Swope made a play right there. And now here's Swope again, gets a block downfield and pushed out at the 30-yard line for about 5 yards by Jalen Mills. Johnny Manziel, who has broken the single-game SEC record for total offense twice against Arkansas and Louisiana Tech, broke his own record. What will he do here on 3rd down and 5 at the 30-yard line? 2nd down and 5, excuse me. Manziel is thrown for over 200, only run for 32. He'll take off here, but nowhere to go. Good discipline by those defensive linemen for LSU. That was Anthony Johnson who brings him down for a loss.
4 guys. Look at the left side of your screen. 4 guys waiting on Johnny Manziel. He is not going to take anybody by surprise in this second half. If they're going to win, it's probably going to be him throwing the football and Swope and these wide receivers getting open and making plays.
And that pushes him nearly out of field goal range. Their kicker has the leg. He's got a 54-yarder and a 50-yarder this season. Here's 3rd and 9 out of an empty set. Pressure coming, and the pass away low and incomplete, intended for Molina. Let's see if they bring on Bertolette to try the long field goal. They will. Kicked a 50-yarder earlier today, and again a 54-yarder last week, and this would be about 52 from here, and he does have the wind at his back. Do you agree with this decision here to try the long field goal?
I think so. I mean, you're down 2, obviously. This will put you up 1, and he made this length field goal by a long shot earlier in the game, so he's got the confidence with the win that he can make it.
This one is no good, wide to the right. And so that'll give LSU good field position.
That's a big missed opportunity. They got the ball on LSU's side of the field after getting that stop. He had plenty of leg. Just a little wide right.
The next wave of Italians has come to America, and they've come to party.
Let's have some fun.
Sign and drive the Fiat 500 Pop for $199 a month for well-qualified lessees.
Let's have some fun.
Online footwear wedding band, big screen gift box Trinidad, shopping cart, trilogy, Persian rug, DVD, music download, red kayak, kitty condo, 5% cash back. Sign up to get 5% everywhere online through December, only from Discover.
Where can a marketing administrator be a watercraft engineer? Where can a doctor serve his community while also treating patients around the world? Where can a student stay in school while expanding his education beyond the classroom? In the U.S. Army Reserve, you'll find the strength to develop new skills and gain an edge to get ahead. There's Strong, and then there's Army Strong. Visit goarmy.com/reserve.
Crisp, clean, refreshing. 7-Up.
Are you two going to stand here oiling each other's leathers, or are you going to go for a victory ride?
I'm leaving my Harley-Davidson home. I'm taking the victory all the way back to California.
Ride one and you'll own one. You got that, sweet lips?
Monday night, while Michigan's own battles Chicago's favorite son. Bitter NFC North rivals Detroit and Chicago tackle their policy differences under the lights.
That's a great catch.
This debate will be settled on the gridiron.
Stafford's a shot for Calvin Johnson downfield. Megatron got it.
Lions, Bears, 8:30 Eastern. Don't miss a minute of Monday Night Football on ESPN, the Watch ESPN app, and watchespn.com.
Rich Davis with you. I want to get you up to date on Ohio State and Purdue. Now, first of all, this is the play on which Braxton Miller was hurt. Had a big gainer and was slammed down on his back. Now, they're bringing a stretcher to the locker room right now. They're going to take him to the hospital. Purdue has added a safety to its lead. They're up 22-14. It's on ABC. Elliott Sadler, 4 nationwide series wins this season. That's a career high. The race is going to come up after football. If you're looking for NASCAR Countdown, it's starting over on ESPN News right now.
Right, Reese, that would be a huge loss for Ohio State with Braxton Miller if it's serious, and they're going to make sure by taking him to the hospital to see. LSU keeping it on the ground with Hill, and he found a lane, got to the 41 for about 7 yards. Johnny Manziel was shaken up on this play, and I don't know if it was on the hit or what took place after.
Watch his left shoulder here. He gets driven into the ground, and then when you play quarterback in the SEC, you're going to get a little business. Sit down on top of you. That's Anthony Johnson, 300-pound defensive tackle.
Hill close to the first down.
Chasing Manziel all over the field, these defensive linemen. They finally get him on the ground. They want to give him a little extra business.
Well, when a 300-pound guy sits on a 190-pound guy, you feel it.
You speak from experience. It's not a good place to be.
So he's short. Big third down for the A&M defense. They've had 6 3-and-outs. Let's see if LSU just pounds it here. They got their 272-pound fullback Copeland to block for a 235-pound tailback. And they run behind the fullback, and Hill has the first down to the 48-yard line.
Yeah, and that's just the kind of power that we saw last week in the South Carolina game. A&M had as many guys up in the box as they possibly could. They had 9 guys up, and you just push them back, and you get a big first down.
Ford comes into the game as LSU keeps those backs fresh. We have not seen a lot of Spencer Ware. Only 6 carries today. He was the guy A&M was worried about the most at that running back position. And a quick pitch. And a good spin by Ford. Jenkins eventually brings him down at the 45, but they're starting to get 6-7 yards on the ground on first down.
You don't see that real option game, not that it's an option with Zach Mettenberger, but you see that play once or twice a game from this LSU offense, and they're just trying to give a little bit of Michael Ford some space to get his speed on the edge.
Ford. And another LSU first down. They have run the ball 12 of the last 13 plays. And you start to lean on that lighter defense, and you also take time off the clock and stop there for a moment to reset the ball. First down.
Yeah, once you get into the fourth quarter with a Les Miles coach team and this kind of defense on the road with a lead, and they're going to run this ball. There's going to be no more trying to throw the ball down the field. This is milking the clock, wearing down the defense, and protecting your own.
Ford on the sweep. And again, good yardage, close to 5 yards. How do you counter that if you're A&M knowing LSU is going to run the football here?
A&M has done a fantastic job in this game. They've held LSU to 14 points, and one, was a touchdown throw before the half, and one was a big run. Outside of that, A&M's played terrific defense, much better than they did a week ago, giving up 57 points to Louisiana Tech.
2nd and 6. Hill, left side, and he's got the first down and more. Dumped at the 27, but it's a 9-yard gain. Everett made the tackle. That's now 13 of the last 14 plays that have been runs.
You ask me how. They bring the safety down. There he is, Howard Matthew, 31. That's how you stop the run on the weak side. He's unblocked. It's his responsibility to get the back on the ground. He misses the tackle, and another first down.
Hill again, big hole inside the 20. Hill inside the 10. First and goal, LSU at the 9.
This looks eerily similar to the South Carolina game. Watch Jonathan Stewart, number 11. Not great effort from the defense and the linebacking crew on that last play. And if you don't have supreme effort and you get gassed, you're going to get run on.
They go hurry up and throw it out on the flat. And unable to get away from a defender is Landry. He loses yardage. So they come back after they've pounded the ball. They throw it, going no huddle, and they lose 3 yards.
That's what drives LSU fans crazy. It's maddening. You run the ball with a big back, and then you throw a screen, and you just want them to run the ball. Do what you do. Be true to who you are, and that's the recipe. Even though it's not sexy, that's the recipe for LSU.
If LSU gets a touchdown, that missed extra point by A&M could come back to haunt them. Missed a PAT on the opening drive touchdown. They spread it out here, so no running back. And there was some movement. Looked like the timeout, though, was called first before LSU's O-line moved. So 2 timeouts remaining for Texas A&M. 2nd and goal from the 12 coming up for LSU when we come back to College Station.
Is there a specific car you're looking for?
Hey, you, Mr. Dealer Man, I know what I want. I know I don't want that one. Yeah, I want this one.
You probably noticed the hair. This is because of Cars.com. I've been checking car prices and reading expert and consumer reviews. My confidence has just been coming out of me ever since.
That's right, Mr. Dealer. I've been checking out cars. I know which one that I want. That's right. That's why I'm confident. I want this one. Cars.com.
Quentin Tarantino presents
Gold belongs to no one until it is seized through sex and violence. Some pleasure before business?
You a business. This is pleasure. The man with the iron fists. Rated R.
Okay, it's game day. Where tradition runs deeper than your Uncle Boudreaux's gumbo. Face paint? Check. Pom-poms? Check. Meat for the grill? Check. F-150 with best-in-class towing, payload, and an EcoBoost engine delivering 22 mpgs. Check, check, and check. Now check this. Get 0% financing for 60 months, plus $1,000 trade assistance on F-150. America's best-selling truck for 35 years. Louisiana Saturdays at your Southern Quality Ford dealer.
Rebellious revolution, is this the final solution? The final solution.
A beat of beer.
Watching the SEC on ESPN, presented by Cars.com. LSU by 2 in the red zone, where it struggled all year, especially in SEC play. They're 15 of 32, 2 for 11 in the SEC coming in. They're 1 of 1 today, but that was a 20-yard touchdown run, so it's right on the cusp of the red zone. And on first down, they went backwards, so they got second and goal now at the 12.
And maybe that's a reason why they run the ball, get down here, and because they haven't had success, they throw it on first down. But still,
Wildcat.
Now it's Wildcat, which you would think would be a run with Spencer Ware at quarterback.
Ware is back there with Ford. And it's Ford trying to get back to the original line of scrimmage. So now third and goal from just inside the 10. Sean Porter on the tackle. Mettenberger was lined up wide to the left. And you're up 2. Passing situation here.
You're up 2. You've got a field goal, which would put you up 5, which would require a touchdown. I expect a conservative call from Les Miles. Run the ball again, or a safe throw, and maybe you break a tackle to get in the end zone.
They're putting Mettenberger wide to the left.
I expect a run from Spencer Ware.
He has thrown the ball once this year. He's 0 for 1. Third and goal on the 10. Ware trying to get outside. He can't. I just don't agree with that call. How can you not take a shot to the end zone and you get a touchdown and make it a 9-point game? They're not coming back. But now it's going to be a 5-point game after the field goal, and A&M can win with a touchdown.
Let me say this. You haven't had any success throwing the ball, not only today, but all year. So why would you attempt the ball into the end zone, potentially get it tipped or picked, an interception, and then you're still up 2 and a field goal beats you? I think that's the right call there. Come out here, go up 5, and make them score a touchdown on your defense. That's Les Miles having confidence in his defense.
What does it say about his confidence in his quarterback?
Well, we knew that.
28-yard field goal try. And it just sneaks past the right upright for Allen. So it is 17-12. LSU on top. First down play really hurt them. They went backwards 3 yards, and then they ran 2 consecutive Wildcat plays. The field goal for LSU makes it a 5-point game. 8.5 remaining here at Texas A&M.
Che cosa guardi, eh? Mi stai spogliando con gli occhi? Poverino, non puoi farne a meno. Sei persa pensando che sarò tua per sempre. The Fiat 500 Abarth. You'll never forget the first time you see one.
This is Joe Wood's first day of work, and his new boss told him 2 things. Cook what you love and save your money. Joe doesn't know it yet, but he'll work his way up from busser to waiter to chef before opening a restaurant specializing in fish and game from the great Northwest. He'll start investing early. He'll find some good people to help guide him, and he'll set money aside from his first day of work to his last, which isn't rocket science. It's just common sense. From TD Ameritrade.
In-state rivals clash. Florida State fights to stay in the BCS conversation as E.J. Manuel leads the Seminoles' high-octane offense against the Hurricanes, while the Longhorns battle to get back on track when they face prolific passer Nick Florence and Baylor. Saturday Night Football, presented by Windows 8, Florida State Miami, or Baylor, Texas, tonight at 8 Eastern on ABC. College football lives here.
Monday Night Football. Lions, Bears, 8:30 on ESPN and Watch ESPN.
ESPN College Football is presented by Cars.com, where confidence comes standard.
His shots look incredible on ESPN 3D. The diving go-ahead touchdown catch by Kadron Boone. Make it 14-12. LSU just tacked on a field goal. 11-play drive. The only pass lost yardage as LSU now in the red zone. 3 of 13 with touchdowns against conference foes. They played it conservatively on 2nd and 3rd down with Ware running the Wildcat and settled for 3. Now the kickoff into the wind. Returnable for Trey Williams on the 8-yard line. And Williams is loose. past the 40, sheds a defender. Williams being chased. At the 25, he cut it back and brought down inside the 20. True freshman Trey Williams with a huge play for the Aggies.
Trey Williams is a very highly recruited athlete out of the state of Texas here. He's got speed to burn. One move on the safety. And a touchdown saving tackle from Jalen Collins.
A 76-yard return. As momentum shifts in the favor of A&M after that stop on third down. And now a first down in the red zone, looking to take the lead with 8:22 remaining. Johnny Manziel in an empty set. He's thrown for 212 and rushed for only 28. LSU's done a pretty good job against him. And he's calling for a reset of the play clock, and they will give it to him here. There's a penalty flag down, but I think the officials will confer and say we didn't reset the play clock. We should have, and it won't be delay. Let's go back to that fourth down play, though. They elect to be conservative and settle for 3 instead of taking a shot into the end zone. Might that cost him here? With A&M in business at the 16-yard line. Manziel takes off and only gets to the 13-yard line before he's brought down by Benny Logan. He was running circles around those tackles in the first half, but they've found a way to keep Manziel in check here since the midway point of the second quarter.
Well, LSU was using almost exclusively a 3-down lineman front in the second and third quarters. Here they have 4-down linemen. And it was difficult to find a lane in the middle for Manziel. Man-to-man coverage on the outside. Expect these linebackers to come.
And they do. Manziel in trouble, being chased, and he throws it left-handed, and it's almost intercepted by Eric Reed. He threw it with his offhand as Minter had pressure and almost turned it over.
Yeah, we see it coming up here. You've got to see it as a quarterback. You got to anticipate this. Tremendous athlete. I mean, most quarterbacks, 99.9% would not be able to get out of that. But this is the kind of player he is. He's the player that will make things happen, but also sometimes he will make mistakes, and that was almost a very costly one.
Let's see what kind of a play they run here on 3rd down and 8. Are you at worst going to make sure you get 3 because there's 7.5 left? Or are you going for the touchdown? He's going for the touchdown, but the pass is low, intended for Wachiku. So they'll get points out of it if he can make the field goal and make it a 2-point game.
Boy, Wachiku was running the fade route to fade stop. Wachiku's just looking back. Whenever the ball is thrown, he will stop. And that ball was underthrown. He had him. If the ball was high, would have been a touchdown to Wachiku.
So now Bertolet, who was 2 of 3, made a 50-yarder and a 32-yarder. He missed a 52-yarder. This is a 33-yard try to make it a 2-point game. 7.5 to go. And Bertolet misses it wide to the right. Boy, they blew that opportunity. Great kick return, wasted as they had trouble on offense. Hold looked good, spot good, just a bad kick. And it remains 17-12 LSU, but a lot of time left here in the 4th. He knew it right away.
I love being under house arrest. What do I get for good behavior?
Whether it's Kevin's smartphone, Mom's smartphone, Dad's tablet, or Lauren's smartphone, AT&T has a plan built to help make families' lives easier. Introducing AT&T Mobile Share. One plan lets you share data on up to 10 devices with unlimited talk and text. Add a tablet for only $10 per month. AT&T.
Hey, animal killer.
Yeah?
Worn out already? Here, have a Red Bull.
Then what?
Then run faster. Red Bull gives you wings.
We're testing new Degree, the only antiperspirant activated directly by movement.
Activating protection, Bear!
The more you move, the more it works. New long-lasting Degree with motion sense.
Not me!
Keep running.
We had a feeling it was gonna be big, but no one predicted this. Taco Bell's Doritos Locos Tacos, taking tacos to a whole new level.
I'm Reese Davis. This is a live look-in powered by PlayStation Vita. That's Kenny Guyton on your left, ABC, ESPN2, Purdue, Ohio State. Boilermakers about to beat the Buckeyes if they can hold that lead for another minute, and Auburn about to fall to 0-5 in the conference unless they can rally in the last 2.5 minutes on the SEC network.
You got Kenny Guyton in there for the injured Braxton Miller for Ohio State. Good bounce back by Purdue after getting shredded on defense the last couple of weeks. Here LSU leads by 5 with the ball. 7:28 remaining. A&M has 2 timeouts left. They're lining up in shotgun. We'll see if they just pound it here if Mettenberg is allowed to throw. He wasn't allowed to throw on 3rd down and goal from the 9. 9 of 24 passing today with a touchdown, but only 80 yards. They're going to hand it off to Ware, and he's able to stiff arm his way forward for about 3 yards. Brought down by Steven Jenkins. That'll take us inside 7 minutes to the next snap. LSU trying to go to 7-1, 3-1 in the SEC.
What's interesting to me is they're going in a hurry-up situation here. In this situation, you want to eat up as much clock as you possibly could in the huddle.
And they're going to throw it. Mettenberger on the slant completes it to Beckham. That was a strong throw. And a first down to the 33-yard line. Is that to say to A&M, we're not going to just hand it off here? You still got to be on your toes?
Maybe Les Miles says, sorry, I didn't give you a shot on the last drive. I'll give you a shot on this one.
Back to the ground, and Ware able to break tackles, but flags. This will be holding. Jonathan Stewart was held by the left guard, Lel Collins. And an A&M player lost his helmet.
That's a big penalty because it's hard to make up 2nd, 1st, and 20 just running the football, so they almost have to throw the ball now.
Hennis will have to go to the sideline for a play, lost his helmet.
Holding number 70 offense, 10-yard penalty, 2nd down.
10th penalty by LSU today.
Looked like Steven Jenkins was going to come through. Here's Collins right here. Jenkins was coming through on an A-gap blitz, and he got beat, and he just stuck his arm out and took him to the ground. But anticipate that blitz in the A-gap with those linebackers walked up.
A huge penalty potentially. It's 1st and 20 at the 23-yard line of LSU. Mettenberger in shotgun here. The last time they were in this formation, they ran the ball. Mettenberger throws, and another strike. That one caught by Boone to the 31-yard line, a gain of 8. He looks confident.
If I'm LSU right now, if they play off on the outside with these corners, I'm just going to take what they give me. Throw the hitch out there until you force them to come up, either roll or play bump and run man coverage, but they're just not doing it.
LSU going quickly. 2nd and 12. Mettenberger off target, incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 12. So now the clock stopped with 6:02 left. Again, the philosophy, you don't throw when you're on the goal line, but you've let him throw it here on the bulk of the plays.
They had to. It was 1st and 20. You're not going to get 20 yards just running the ball in between the tackles. So the penalty forced them out of what they really wanted to do on this drive, which was put A&M in the meat grinder on the ground running it.
They're only 2 of 14 on third down. And 1 of 7, 3rd and 8 or longer. This is 3rd and 12. Here comes pressure. It's picked up. And Mettenberger throwing a deep ball for Beckham. Incomplete. But a penalty flag comes down. They're going to get Dustin Harris for interference. He had his hand on him, but I'm not sure he did much to him.
I think Dustin Harris got the hand of Beckham at the last minute.
Might have pulled on the left arm.
Pass interference, number 22 defense. 15-yard penalty, first down.
He may have pulled on the left arm. He definitely has his hand on him. Let's see if he pulls.
This ball thrown perfectly. He's got the hand, and that is a perfect call.
Yep,
That's an absolutely good call. That's the hand that Beckham needs to come up and secure the catch. And Dustin Harris got beat off the line, got beat with speed, and then had no choice but to hold him.
So a good call. Kevin Sumlin upset about it, but it's the right call. 3rd and 12. They get a first down. First down for LSU at its 46-yard line. They go offset in the backfield, and Mettenberger will throw. And he's going to go deep and overthrow his man, Nick Jacobs. A lot of overthrows by Mettenberger, but he had pressure in his face that time. However, Jacobs was open downfield.
The thing that's consistent with Mettenberger, when he throws the ball down the field, it's been deep. It's been overthrown. And when you have a first down, play action, hard, and a tight end that's wide open, and he was wide open, you want to err on the side of throwing short because he can still go back up and get that ball. He's trying to make the perfect throw every time, and that's why it's being overthrown.
2nd and 10. They'll run it here. Hill. Great play by Tony Hurd, cutting down the running back at the line of scrimmage. Texas A&M was nervous about its corners tackling in the open field these 230-pound running backs, but no problem here for Hurd. Now it's 3rd down and 10. They picked up 3rd and 12 on the interference call. Nearing 5 minutes to play here in the 4th. LSU by 5. Mettenberger rolling out, and he'll throw it away. LSU will punt on 4th and 10 with 5:03 to go.
A&M bends but doesn't break defensively. Going to get the ball back on offense now with a little under 5 minutes left to go. Down 5, 2 timeouts. If you're Johnny Manziel, it's all you can ask for in a big game at home against the number 6 team in the country.
And you've got one of the best return men in the country here, Dustin Harris, who is just flagged for pass interference. We'll see if he gets a shot at a return. 3 career returns for touchdowns. This one over his head and into the end zone. That was into the wind, and it went 55 yards, but it will come out to the 20. A&M will have to go 80 yards in under 5 minutes. Down 5. ESPN College Football available anytime, anywhere on your computer or mobile device via WatchESPN.com and the Watch ESPN app.
Well, the game's on the line now, and the last 10 drives for A&M, we've had 4 punts, 2 interceptions, a fumble, 2 missed field goals, and a made field goal. And so it hasn't been pretty. Can Johnny Manziel find a little bit more in the tank to bring his team back?
Manziel pulls it back, looking to pass, and Mingo grabs him and throws him aside. Mingo, one of the best pass rushers in college football, and a 6-yard loss.
Well, you're asking a tight end to block the best, one of the better defensive ends in the country. That was Lamoth, and it's just not a matchup.
Second and 16, back at the A&M 14-yard line with the clock nearing 4 minutes to go. And a missed field goal the last time they had the football. Manziel going deep, incomplete. Oh, and then maybe a late hit. Do they throw a flag? They do. Yeah, Reed definitely came in against a defenseless receiver, Mike Evans. The ball was over his head, and Reed came in and clocked him.
And Evans is still down on the field.
That was a late hit and against a defenseless receiver. And it took 4 steps, Grease.
I have no idea what. The only thing I can say for Reed is that he know that he had the ball, but the ball was clearly gone.
Personal foul, number 1 defense, targeting a defenseless receiver. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Eric Reed's a smart player. He's an All-American, one of the best safeties in all of college football. And I don't know why he would do something like this. That ball was clearly gone, but clearly a mistake, even by a senior member of this LSU defense like Eric Reed.
I mean, he knew it. He knew the ball was gone, but he took a shot on Evans, and Evans is still down. Let's check in with Reese Davis in the studio.
All right, guys, coming up in just a few minutes, we'll take you out to Kansas. NASCAR Nationwide Series are going to drop the green flag at 3:47. Of course, NASCAR Countdown's over on ESPN News. Got a great finish, though. First at Kyle Field.
All right, Reese. LSU leading by 5, but on 2nd and 16, it would have been 3rd and 16. But Eric Reed targeting a defenseless receiver, 15-yard penalty, and a first down for A&M.
Both of these teams have suffered from penalties today. It has not been the cleanest of games. Texas A&M gave up a touchdown after a deep pass interference penalty, and now you give a very dangerous offense another opportunity. Even though you've kept them in check for most of 3 quarters, you don't want to play with fire in Johnny Manziel.
Evans has had a big day, 6 catches, 76 yards. He'll come to the sideline for now. 4:10 remaining. A&M with a 1st and 10, 2 timeouts left. A lot on the line here, not just in the SEC West, but LSU, the highest 1-loss team in the BCS standings. They still have Alabama and Mississippi State at home. So if they can get this win on the road, they are certainly still in contention for a BCS championship. You have Florida, South Carolina coming up. 2 and 7 in the BCS standings, respectively. Here's Manziel on 1st and 10. Going to air it out. And overthrew Swope, who is well covered by Harold Simon. 2nd down.
LSU is playing this 3-down front again, almost exclusively. And there's not been an answer for Texas A&M offensively. LSU has contained the perimeter, run to the football with 4 athletic linebackers and safeties, and they have shut down this A&M offense in the second half.
LSU rushes 5. Manziel has a completion, but Reed with an immediate tackle on Swope. They're going to spot it at the 33, so it's only a 4-yard gain. What do you expect here from Manziel on 3rd and 6?
Well, you got to get him, in my opinion, you got to get Swope the football. He is your best player at the skill positions, and he's lined up in the slot, man-to-man coverage.
They wanted a flag for offside, and they get it from the passing double coverage, and Loston intercepts it. But again, it's coming back. It'll be a 5-yard offside penalty.
How many times has LSU jumped offsides in this game? It's the 5th time that they've done this. And again, I don't know if it's going to be a first down or bring up a 3rd and short.
Well, there's 2 penalties, one on the far side, one on the near side. Could be for the same infraction.
There were 2 fouls, both by the defense. Offside, number 49, that penalty is declined. Pass interference, defense, that penalty is accepted, 15 yards, first down.
Again, LSU with a foolish penalty. That's 12 penalties, and many of those have resulted in first downs for Texas A&M on what was going to be 3rd and 16, and here what was going to be 3rd and 1, because it would have been offside, but they declined that because of the pass interference. So first down as they near midfield. 3.5 to go. A&M down 5. LSU showing blitz with Mills. Manziel with time. Now he's nearly brought down by Mingo and throws picked off. Intercepted by Simon. And he brings it back into A&M territory. Huge turnover by the Aggies, their fourth. And LSU takes over, leading by 5 with 3:20 to go.
This is the kind of throw that worried Cliff Kingsbury, the throw back across your body. Love the creativity, love extending plays, but here, be smart. See the field, and Simon, veteran player, Bateson, plays the outside, and that's an easy interception for LSU. And you have to imagine that that fourth turnover will pretty much seal this game for LSU.
Third interception by Manziel. Plus, LSU has held Manziel to only 24 rushing yards. They've done a tremendous job on the redshirt freshman quarterback. Now can LSU seal it by running the football? Taking time off the clock, forcing A&M to use its timeouts. They have 9 in the box. Hill, big hole, 40. Hill to the 30, 20. Hill is gone. Touchdown, LSU. The interception by Simon sets up a 47-yard scamper by Hill. He had a 50-yard touchdown to seal the deal against South Carolina last week.
I don't know if there's 4 better backs in the fourth quarter of games in all of college football than the 4 that LSU has. These guys wear you down with between Ware and Hill, Hilliard and Ford. Not even to mention Blue, who got hurt early in the year. That is the strength of this LSU team.
The point after makes it 24-12 with 3:12 to go.
This offensive line has been much maligned. Take a look. It's just a stretch play with a lead by the fullback, and you cut back. A&M has been good all day inside the tackles, but you can't ask them to continue to stop this deep running game with 4 turnovers, and they wear you down. They wear you down, and then you get a 230-pound back with speed, and you're going to be hearing a lot about Jeremy Hill for the next 4 years in Baton Rouge.
24-0 run by LSU. It was 12-0 midway through the second quarter. A&M was rolling, but Manziel threw the first of 3 interceptions. Momentum shifted as LSU got it into the end zone. A touchdown run by Ford, and then a touchdown pass by Mettenberger with 11 seconds left in the second quarter. And LSU adding 10 more second half points. They get a 12-point game.
Well, you got the feeling in the first quarter, A&M comes out and scores on back-to-back drives, and then they get a 3-and-out. We knew LSU's offense has been slow to start in games, that A&M may be able to hang around in this game, but they're going to look back on this day, say our first opportunity at home against a top-flight team in LSU, and we turned the football over 4 times and didn't give ourselves an opportunity to win.
And they had Florida, remember, they led Florida at halftime. Week 1 here and lost that game because in part of the Gator adjustments at intermission. Trey Williams, who had a long kick return last time, won't even get to the 25 this time. Here's Reese in the studio.
All right, guys, going to get you up to date on Purdue and Ohio State. 22-14. First and goal, and Kenny Guyton, who is in for the injured Braxton Miller, drops it right into Chris Fields. They need the 2-point conversion to force overtime. A little throwback. You know the tight ends out there. And there it is. Tied at 22. Overtime, Ohio State scored first, 29-22. Purdue's getting the ball. Now NASCAR is going to start. ESPN News, green flag at 3:47.
And now the last chance for A&M. Swope across the 30, pushed out at the 36. How about Ohio State looking now like it may stay unbeaten, down with 4 seconds left by 8, and they're leading in overtime against Purdue.
Well, I know that they're going to miss their quarterback, Braxton Miller, but Kenny Guyton is a heck of a quarterback. Not many people around college football know who he is, but he has got a lot of talent. They're in good hands with him in this game.
Here's second down. Manziel to Swope again, but dropped immediately by Mills, who was watching it all the way. 2:40 remaining. LSU by 12. Again, the Tigers will be off and then play back-to-back home games against Alabama and Mississippi State. Still in the national title hunt. They run the ball here to Molina. And the clock continues to run, 2:25 and counting.
And I think, what did we learn today about Louisiana State? Well, we learned that that defense is as good as advertised, and that was not a big surprise. Offensively, there's still a lot of work to do. That passing game is not at the level, in my opinion, that they can challenge Alabama.
Manziel throws incomplete. It's 4th down. LSU ends up rushing for 215 yards. Only 98 passing yards. To win the SEC and to win a national championship, how much is riding on the ability and play of Mettenberger?
Well, what you're going to see when they play Alabama is you're going to see those 8 guys in the box, and they're not going to be able to run the ball quite as easy as they have done against South Carolina or as they have done against A&M. It's going to be hard, and Mettenberger is going to have to make plays in the passing game, and his receivers are going to have to make plays. The drop balls and the inability to get open have got to get better if they're going to beat Alabama.
Micah Eugene, their nickelback, shaken up here. So you got the bye, then you got Bama at home. You got Mississippi State, Ole Miss at home, and you finish up at Arkansas, which is playing better of late. The one loss was against Florida, and then the bounce-back win last week. They'll come into that game against Alabama having won 22 straight at home. That's a school record and the longest active home win streak in college football. That'll be a night game in Baton Rouge on November the 3rd. So LSU returns home. A&M will hit the road. The next 3 games for them away from College Station, at Auburn, at Mississippi State, and at Alabama. So 4th and 3 for Manziel and the Aggies. Everybody covered. Manziel trying to run, and that's been the story all day. Unable to outrun the LSU speed, but a penalty flag thrown. Maybe on the tackle by Edwards. Did he grab the face mask? Yep.
Personal foul, face mask, number 87 defense, 15 yards, previous spot, automatic first down.
13th LSU penalty.
I don't know what's worse, the 13 penalties. There you go. You see the face mask from Edwards, and you don't mean to grab a guy's face mask. Sometimes it just happens during the course of bringing a guy down, especially a guy as elusive as Johnny Manziel. But I don't think I've ever seen a team give up as many first downs on penalties as LSU has in this game. What saved them has been their ability to turn the football over.
That was Agayeri who committed the foul. Manziel looking for the screen. It's not there. Manziel trying to buy time in the pocket. And now will throw it for Wachiku, and it's out of bounds.
They were trying to throw a middle screen. They pumped one side, and then they had Swope in the middle of the field trying to isolate him in man-to-man coverage, but just a nice job by LSU in that secondary. You know, I had questions coming in. This secondary for LSU, I mean, we know about the front 7, but with no Tyrann Mathieu, with Daryl Simon starting for the first time, but then beyond that, you had a bunch of freshmen, and I think they played admirably in this game.
Manziel completes it to Sabian Holmes near the first down marker. Big picture, what are now the realistic expectations for Johnny Manziel?
Well, I think he's going to continue to make plays. I mean, this is a good defense, and he's a redshirt freshman. I think he's going to continue. He'll learn from this experience. There's no question. He'll learn from the experience of playing against this very good defense, and I think he'll continue to grow. And the sky's the limit for him in this offense, and with Cliff Kingsbury at the controls and Kevin Sumlin, I think he's got all kinds of opportunity to be a great player.
Going deep here, and incomplete. Intended for Mike Evans, defended by Simon. I heard you say on Thursday night in the studio with Mark May and Scott Van Pelt that if Manziel led them to victory and had a good day, that he would be right in the thick of things for the Heisman race. Because of this performance, is he out? And we're not talking about him for Heisman the rest of the year.
I said if he wins this game, you have to have that conversation. I didn't think he was going to come out here and have a Geno Smith performance against LSU.
Manziel going for Wachiku, got a foot down, made the catch inside the 10.
That's a great throw there. The throw that he missed to Wachiku on the last drive for the touchdown. This is the same back shoulder throw. This time he gets it up in the air and allows Wachiku to adjust. They just could have really used that conversion on the last drive.
Here's Molina, gets away from Minko and is in. And we're not done yet in College Station. Still got the onside kick coming. 1:17 to go.
Great effort by Molina. Mingo gets him at about the 3.5-yard line. And then Molina keeps his body parallel and stretches that ball out. Great effort.
Got the ball across before any part of his body hit the ground. Touchdown. 4th rushing touchdown for Molina. And the point after makes it 24-19. You would assume an onside kick is coming. Plus A&M has 2 timeouts remaining. This week on ABC Saturday Night Football, many will see rivals clash as Florida State meets Miami. Others will see Baylor and 25th ranked Texas. Saturday Night Football presented by Windows 8. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific on ABC and ESPN3. All right, so 2 timeouts, 1:17 remaining. How do you handle this if you're Texas A&M? Do you take a chance and try to squib it downfield? Well, or do you definitely onside kick it here?
Yeah, the new rule is really going to affect this. Now, you can't drive that ball into the ground on an onside kick and let it go up in the air. So the odds of you getting an onside kick conversion, I think, have gone down significantly. So that may play into Kevin Sumlin's decision here. Maybe he'll squib it down there, but if it were me, I think I would still want to get the ball immediately in an onside kick fashion, and maybe you drill it low and hopefully it goes off a leg or a hand.
If you don't get the onside kick, assuming you get your 2 timeouts and LSU doesn't get a first down, when they punt the football, there'd be about 25 seconds left. You wouldn't have a whole lot of time if you get the ball. That's why it's imperative to get the onside kick here.
You can't just kick it away. You've got to get the ball here if you're A&M. There's no question. We'll see. I've seen a lot of different approaches to this onside kick. You know, and the thing you can't do is drive it into the ground in that high hop, trying to protect the receiving team, because he decided to drill it low on the ground.
Got to go 10 yards before A&M can touch it unless it hits an LSU player first. And unless Miles going to call a timeout, you know, there is that option of trying to kick it straight ahead.
Yep.
And then have the kicker go get it, and you get a block. We saw Arizona State do that successfully late in the game against Oregon. And it didn't matter at that point when they did it. Reese Davis was there for that. Right now he's in the studio.
Try to be all over the place, Dave, if I can. And where I'm taking you right now is to the NASCAR Nationwide Series at Kansas. Not the entire audience. Just reminding you it's on ESPN News and watch ESPN. A little bit behind schedule in terms of dropping the green, but soon they're going to use that gas pedal on the right and start going really fast while they turn left. We'll get you there here on ESPN as soon as the football game's over. You can go to news to watch the race now.
Race, we are approaching 4 hours of game time. A&M last week played a 4.5-hour game against Louisiana Tech. 24-19, LSU on top. A&M preparing for an onside kick. If they get possession, they'll have 2 timeouts and will need a touchdown.
But that was a good timeout usage by Les Miles and LSU. They saw something they didn't like in the distribution of A&M. Now A&M has flip-flopped the strength of their formation to the other side of the field, and LSU has to adjust again.
And here it comes. And that was easy. Beckham recovers it at the 49-yard line. But as you said, much harder now to convert those onside kicks. And LSU will take over in A&M territory. Still, Aggies have 2 timeouts. #1 team in the land tonight on ESPN. Top-ranked Alabama. And the latest chapter of the 3rd Saturday in October, facing Tennessee. College football primetime presented by Hampton Hotels. Any chance of an upset in that game?
I don't think so. I think Tennessee, while they throw the ball very well, the balance on that offense has not been there. And then defensively, I'm not quite sure how they are going to be able to stop that high-powered offense for Alabama, both on the ground. And I really think A.J. McCarron has grown into that role in the quarterback position.
They're not done yet here just yet. Those 2 timeouts left for A&M. Hill gets planted at the 47-yard line, just a couple of yards there on the ground. So 2nd and 8 coming up. Well, as mentioned, A&M hits the road for the next 3 games at Auburn, at Mississippi State, at Alabama. And their final SEC game will be home against the other new team in the conference, Missouri, which has not had as much success as A&M so far.
I think if you're Texas A&M, you got to feel pretty good about the way that you've started the year in the new SEC. It's first time in the conference. You played Florida tough, lost by 3 at home. Then you go on the road, you win a couple of games, and now at home against an LSU team that has been historically one of the better teams in the SEC. And you play them toe-to-toe. I mean, A&M has played them toe-to-toe. The difference in the game is 4 turns. You turn it over 4 times, and the other team doesn't turn it over at all, and you're going to lose the game. I don't care who you are. But outside of that, I mean, they didn't get pushed around. They made some plays, and so the future is bright, I think, for A&M, and maybe the rest of the year they'll surprise some people.
9 in the box for Texas A&M. Here's Hill. And no gain of the play, so another timeout. So 3rd down will come with about 1:05 left. Well, A&M not electing to use the timeout here. They're going to save it for the 3rd down play. Are you surprised at that decision by Kevin Sumlin, or does it matter at this point?
Well, yeah, I mean, you're trying to stop the clock. It doesn't matter whether you take it now or after this play. Either way, that time is going to come off the clock.
They'll snap it with about 28 seconds remaining. Les Miles going to take it down and then call it timeout with 1 on the play clock. All right, so 27 seconds remaining and 3rd down coming. All right, so if LSU hangs on here, are they the greatest challenge to Alabama in the SEC West based on what you've seen so far?
Well, I think they have the players, right? Whether they have the quarterback is the question to me, and whether they have the receivers is the question to me. They can run the ball with the best of them, but the balance to me is not where it was a year ago with Jordan Jefferson running the football. They had the element of the option, which I think was a big key in their success last year. When they play Alabama, they are going to be stressed to no end, and if they can't find the balance on offense, it's going to be very difficult for them to win.
The wild card, Mississippi State.
Absolutely. It's a good football team.
And Tyler Russell, the quarterback. And we saw him week 2 against Auburn. Granted, Auburn's got all kinds of trouble, but Mississippi State's schedule is very difficult. But they're having a terrific season so far, and they got a very good head coach.
Well, Alabama's got to play Mississippi State next week while LSU is sitting at home, getting rested up. So it'll be a very interesting. Alabama's not going to have a breath. I don't think that they're just going to roll the ball out there at Mississippi State and win that game running away. So it'll be interesting to see how healthy they can be coming in.
Of course, a big one in the SEC East today with Florida taking on South Carolina. Here's Mettenberger. Great ball fake and a good job to stay in bounds to force A&M to call that final timeout. And if you want to say, well, Mettenberger didn't throw the ball well, 97 yards, but he didn't make mistakes. Did not turn the ball over in a heads-up play there to slide before he went out of bounds to make sure that A&M used that final timeout. So they'll punt now with 21 seconds left. Well, at least we think they'll punt. We'll see what they do here on 4th down.
The thing that concerns me about LSU is the margin for error is razor thin, and they win. They're going to win this football game, but it's not. It's by 5 points, and they got 4 turnovers. You should be winning those games by 14, 21 points. So it's not like they've got the kind of offense that can just put teams away and then they can rest easy.
But everybody knows that, right? I mean, that's kind of how it's been. It was how it was 2 years ago. They went undefeated and lost in the national title game.
I heard a lot of talk after last week of the South Carolina game that LSU's found the answer on offense. They found the offensive line. The magic potion is back. I don't think so. I think they've got fundamental problems on offense. And when they get 4 turnovers on defense, sure, they can win the game. But when Alabama doesn't turn it over, how's it going to look?
So Wing will punt here. A&M has nobody deep, so they'll come after this. No timeouts. 21 seconds left. After the punt, if you don't block it, you got to hustle down there and down the football so you at least give Manziel a chance on offense. The Wing will just try to kick it in play here. And they can get close to him. And if you're A&M, you got to go down the football. And clock ticking. LSU, well, came to a stop. So they have to blow the whistle once the ball stops. 10 seconds left, so 11 seconds off the clock. Realistically, maybe 2 plays for A&M here. All right, Johnny Football, you got a miracle in you?
He has had some miraculous plays here. Very few of them today. He's gotten away from this defense on a couple of occasions, but he may have won some battles, but the war has been decided. And I think LSU is going to win it.
Manziel flushed out. And he runs, and he's brought down out of bounds. So 1 second left. Hard to tell if he was tackled inbounds and then slid out. But they rule him out, so one more play with 1 second to go.
Well, we know this about Manziel. He's going to play till the final whistle. He's going to get every ounce out of this game. There's no quit in him.
And LSU going to call a timeout here before the snap.
Is Les going to challenge whether he got out of bounds?
Well, he lost his challenge already, though. He challenged in the first half, and he won the challenge. He won the challenge, so he retains the challenge, so he can use it here.
Yeah, he challenged that catch by Evans on the sideline where he saw that look, and it was
and in college football,
LSU.
If you
LSU has called a timeout to challenge the ruling on the field that the player was out of bounds prior to his knees touching the ground.
So if you win your challenge, you retain.
Prior play is under further review.
Let's see here. Got to be indisputable video evidence that he was out of bounds.
Well, obviously, if he was inbounds, Les Miles is hoping that he was down inbounds and the game would be over.
And the ruling on the field is out of bounds.
Well, he was on top of Montgomery, though.
But it's his leg down there. Hard to tell from that angle whether the leg is down. He's on top of Montgomery here.
Is that knee down? Is his rear end touching the ground? I didn't see it.
It looked like a good call, actually.
The linesman was right there on top of it, and I'm not sure I saw evidence to overturn that.
You ever seen a walk-off challenge before?
No, but if I did, I wouldn't be surprised if it was done by that man right there.
He's the perfect guy to have it happen.
The ruling on the field is confirmed. The runner was out of bounds. Please put 1 second on the game clock. It'll start on the snap.
Les is going to be upset about his challenge percentage now.
Yeah. Well, why not, right? You had it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why take it with you? 1 second remaining. Manziel steps up, in trouble, running around, looking for somebody. Manziel lets it fly, and it's caught. Wachiku pitches it. Swope's got it, and throws it to an offensive lineman. They're still going. Here's Wachiku, gets outside. Got to throw it back. He does.
Give it to Manziel. There you go.
Manziel's got it now. Breaks the tackle. Pitches it to Swope. Swope gets crushed, but wait. It's still a free ball. And now LSU recovers, and the game is over.
Did you expect anything else?
Even the Hatter smiles after that one. Big road win for LSU. 24-19 at College Station. 4-hour game. NASCAR Nationwide Series at Kansas now.